Oh, that's a blurry image. There it goes. All right, we are live.
That's cool.
Okay. So we don't have to go like every hour of every day, but basically if there's anything you guys want to get done in the next couple days, we can either just say it happened, or if it's necessary, we'll roll for things, or we can role play bits and pieces here and there. But you got to be here for like another couple days to get the stuff, at least the morning tomorrow, because you handed over like extra money, and so the elf enchanter, I think, got excited and said that they would stay later and get stuff done.
Yeah.
I did want to. What am I opening? There's something I wanted to open. I did want to point out, Indy.
Yeah.
You would have a decent idea of what kind of thing to look for as far as finding Cobalt Soul building in any particular area, and eventually, like you'll be able to write it down where in this place, this building in any particular, and you would probably write it down in code so that it wouldn't be super obvious to everybody else. You'll be able to write it should somebody you would know to be careful kind of with that information, but you're looking for some kind of public building where it makes sense for people to be walking in and out, and more specifically, most often it's going to be a building where it makes sense for like random people to be walking in and out. So something like a library, a university.
Bathroom.
What?
So that reminds me of the Harry Potter bathroom from the movies.
Oh yeah. So like a library, a university, a public records office, even honestly, potentially a town guard hall, but probably less likely just because there's people working in there, and unless all of them were in on it, then how you got to get it right. But places where like you can walk, what would be another good place? Like potentially a store, So you would know the kind of places to look for, and you could without giving anything away, you could probably ask to find something like that. Every place is going to have, any place that of a sizable population is going to have like a public records office and that kind of thing. So
public records, I could just go and try to look through information to see what I see on the Cobalt Soul that matches
it'd be more like you're looking for the code outside the building somewhere.
Right. Okay.
Or somewhere prominently, like in the entryway. But it's more like public records would be the place that you'd go for like birth records and property information, not public properties, not people's private homes, that kind of thing. But so that would be, it makes sense because sometimes people come from out of town to look at that sort of thing. If they're dealing with an inheritance situation, or they're looking up their ancestry and they're looking for information on family members like that. So that's the kind of thing where 100% it would make sense for somebody to be walking in and out, and not be a regular. Like mostly that building's going to be abandoned, minus like somebody in the front entryway to at the desk. And then just a few people doing work back in offices, and then like a big file cabinet full storage area with all of their public records, public documents. So stuff like that. Libraries are also really good. University, potentially, that kind of thing, where if some random stranger's wandering around on a university campus, people probably aren't going to notice so much. Like they might go, oh, I don't know them, but they're not going to be they're instantly suspicious.
Right. Makes sense.
So, I'm assuming that you might want to pursue that, and if you wanted to,
that's what I want to do today, like the next day. But I guess I'll just see where everyone else is at and what they want to do as well. Maybe I'll go by myself. Maybe people come with me depending on what they want.
Sure. And then the other thing that I was going to say, this would be more something that I think that Ildor, probably more than any of the rest of you, would be aware of the fact that if you're interested in making some more money to get some of the if there's something that was too expensive, then you didn't want to spend that money. A lot of you have either had a steady job or been somebody that sort of wandered around and fended for themselves in nature, or just lived a very sort of isolated, sheltered kind of life. But Ildor has wandered around enough. You'd know Ildor if anybody is looking for money, that like maybe there's a job board somewhere, and that'd be something else that you guys might be interested in doing to kill time and maybe make a little bit of extra money if you wanted to.
Okay.
So I guess we sort of left off last time with you guys. It was the first night. It wasn't you. I mean, unless if you don't want to do anything, that's fine. But you guys had paid for the next night, and it was like, I think it was around dinner time. So like, we don't have to go through any of that if you don't want to, but that's where we had left off. And if you want to just say you all go to bed, but if there's anything you guys want to, it was pretty early. It was around 5-ish, I think. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to do?
Locke is gonna see if Ildor doesn't mind helping him, learn the basics of spell casting, like the runes and shit like that.
Okay.
But other than that, that's all he's planned for the day.
Ildor is always happy to grumble his way through nerdy shit, so he's happy.
So, I mean, if you guys are doing that at night, that's fine. I would say you could roll Arcana with advantage.
Me or him?
Since he's helping you, just to see kind of how well it goes.
Plus 4.
Hey, and just out of curiosity, I'm sorry if I missed this before, Megan. Can you give me like a little bit of what we know about what Locke's transition to a caster is going to be like?
Sure. I mean, I'll tell you sort of, basically the idea is he's a full caster, but he doesn't get 9th level spells. Like, he can't take 9th level spells. He only goes up to level 6, but any spell that he casts that causes damage, and it changes, like, there's a limit to, like, how far a range the damage can be. But that increases, again, as he goes up in levels. He rolls a special dice dependent on the level. And the spell can either kind of explode and do more than he intended it to. So he can spend a first level spell slot, roll really well, and cast a 3rd level spell accidentally, which will like increase the damage on those spells. But there's also a chance of him rolling and it actually like having the damage somehow, or lowering the level of the spell.
Yep.
So it's that, and then he chose, there are like 3 subclasses. He chose the one that gets healing stuff, since you guys were going to be without a cleric. So, all right.
I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Hey!
So 24.
So Ildor, you're a nice guy, but you don't like pal around with people, and you're kind of like, oh, fine, I'll teach you. And you are shocked at the ease with which he's picking this crap up. Like, he's just like, and then this, and this, and then pretty, like, you start off explaining stuff to him, and then eventually he's like reasoning it out without you having to explain it to him, and you're just standing there going, yeah, I'm a great teacher. Good job, me. You know, so that's how that goes.
Locke's just really good at messing with shit.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to do anything, or do we can go to the next day?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We go to the next day. It's the next morning. Everybody gets a good night's sleep. Make sure you reset. Okay. Make sure you reset. Remind me to remind Lyric when he comes back, because I don't know if he had reset after like a long rest. Since I think he'd been going for a couple days. Oh, you heard me. Okay, perfect. So that means that Locke and Coral and your level of exhaustion is gone. Oh, that should have been at disadvantage. I forgot about. Well, no.
It would have been a straight roll, but it would have been the
It
same
doesn't
roll.
matter. You rolled 2 now.
I know. I was just trying to think. I forget what first level of exhaustion does, but it didn't matter anyways. Nat
That
20.
dice
It was
is like
it was
king of
meant
all
to be.
dice.
Yeah, it would have evened out with his help, basically.
It
Yeah.
would have been in Laura Bailey's like frame.
Okay. So it's the next day. What do we want to do?
So after we get some breakfast, I'm going to want to kind of walk around and look at the town. And I mean, I'll invite the others to kind of come with me if they want to. But I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna go exploring. And I mean, I will mention, I'll say that I saw the sign when we were coming in, and it definitely had some kind of symbols on it that, you know, and I'll explain like, you know, the way that I'm moving in my path and direction with the Cobalt Soul, and so I want to look around and see if there's any like meeting groups or anything, just learn more about it. And if anyone wants to come with me, they can. I don't know that they can enter places, but if they want to come with me, they can.
Okay. And so let me go through and figure out what everybody else would like to do, just so we can kind of figure out how everything's going.
Corlin said she was going to go fishing in the morning or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm
All right.
heading off with her.
You're gonna go fishing as well. Okay. And you would be able to show her. You kind of know where that river is. Like off to the north of town, the one that you went through, like around the side of the wall there. That's fine. And then, Ildor, what did you want to do? You want to
go back to the shop that had spells and pick up some things and talk to them about other things that I might want. So I'm going to go shopping again.
Okay. Is anybody? It's fine if nobody is going with Indy. That's totally fine. I guess I'll wait
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
and see. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. We'll go with Ildor first. And that gives, because I think everybody else got to do whatever shopping they were planning on doing.
Yeah.
Or you can, if there's more role play stuff with Indy, I can kind of type it out, like however you want to handle it. So.
No, we'll talk through it because that'll give Lyric a second to get back from whatever he's doing. So, so which spells did you want to get?
All right. So I'm gonna get 3 spells.
Okay, and those would be 38.
Well, 2 of them are gonna be 2nd level. So they
Okay, let me look. I'll look that up. But so you're gonna get 3 spells. One's 38 gold.
And is that the price of the scroll or the stuff to transcribe it as well?
No, that's an even 50 gold, and there's no haggling that. Like that is, it's because it's the value of like the right kind of paper prepared the right way,
Yep.
the right ink prepared the right way.
So like if I get mage armor, that's 50 gold all in for that spell for me to learn, or is it 8?
No, it's 50 gold for the material. Like so, basically, if you're getting 3 spells, you're paying 150 gold for the material to transcribe it.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then you are also buying. Okay, I'll have you roll stealth in a second. You are also buying. Go ahead and roll stealth, and I'll get to that in a second. But you're also buying the spell scroll itself, which is a separate cost.
Totally.
So let me find. Where is it? Oh. Okay. Yay. That's okay. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second here. I think that the 2nd level spell is going to be it will be around. No, I don't like this. Is not the same one I used last time. Give me 1 second. That's not a good. Is this the one? This is the one. Yeah. Okay. Back. Venturing supplies. Where'd the spells go? Spell scroll. Okay. Okay. So for the second level spell scroll, it would be 75 gold each, so it'd be 150 for the 2 second level spells.
Okay.
38 for the first level spell. So 188. I can do math. Plus 100.
So, yeah.
So it'd be 338 total for everything.
Cool. So, actually, I think you're giving me a bit of a discount there. So it should be 330. Actually, it was 30 for mage armor, 75 plus 150 for all the supplies.
Yeah, so it's 100. It's 150 for the supplies. Oh, and then 150 for the 2 second level spells. So that's 300 plus 38.
Oh, 38. I just had 30 written down. All right, cool. Got it. 338 it is.
Okay.
Cool. And while I'm there, I just want to ask, I'm curious what, for a future thing, I wouldn't have enough now, but how much would bracers of defense cost?
Those are expensive.
I assume so.
Those would be like, I think, tens of thousands of gold. I'm going by the price on... It might be like slightly cheaper because this is a super duper like magic intensive place, but bracers of defense costs. Oh, they're not that as bad as I thought they were. They're like 7,000. So somewhere. For sure. I think those are like I feel like those are like a legendary. I don't know. They're not a common item, and they'd be something that they might have them lying around, but probably more often it's going to be something you have to commission. Yeah, but they don't have any lying around anyways, and yeah, they're expensive.
So the last question, and then I'm done my little shopping spree, would be how do I make a backup copy, or is it worth it of my spellbook?
You can buy a spellbook. You can buy a second spellbook, and I would say it would take you. You'd still have to. Do you also want to get extras? Like, do you want to?
So I have a spell book now, right? That I'm putting these things in, but if I lost that and I have a spell that I didn't prepare that day, it would be lost to me, right?
Well, no. Oh yeah, that you didn't prepare. Yeah. You'd only have the prepared spells from the last day that you had the book.
Right.
Yeah. You can buy a second book. It will cost you half the gold. Like, so basically, you don't have to buy the spell scroll again. If it's a spell you already have in your spell book, you don't have to buy a scroll. But it costs you 25 gold for the supplies to put that into your backup spell book, which is a smart thing to have. I can tell you how much the book would cost.
Yeah, how much would the book cost?
Spell book would cost it'd be 50 gold.
Okay, so then it's 25 for every spell that I want to transcribe in it again, like I want to copy. So
yeah, you basically get half the amount of materials because the idea is like you're getting a spell scroll, but then you're reinterpreting it in a way that makes sense to you, and that's why all the extra. But once you've got it in your book, you understand, and you're just directly copying it from your book. So it's more getting the fancy ink and not the paper kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let me do some quick math because I think I have. I don't have to do that for cantrips, though.
Cantrips, you just know.
Yep.
They're not even in your book. There's just something you have memorized.
So. All right, so that'd be another 250 gold for those supplies. So I'll go ahead and do that. That's another 300 gold. I'm going to spend basically all my gold, but that's okay.
Welcome to being a wizard.
Exactly. But so I want to have a backup book in case something weird happens while we're traveling around. So I will buy the spell book, and then by my reckoning, I have, after these 3 spells, I will have a total of 10 leveled spells, like non-cantrip spells that I'll need to copy into it. So that would be another 300 gold total. 50 bucks for the book and 250 for the supplies.
Yep.
So that's a total of 638 I just spent.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of go back to my room and probably, I guess, do wizard shit all day because I'll have 3 spells to do for the first time in my book, and then I'll start poring over my book to make a backup copy of my book.
Okay. Ildor's pasty white skin suddenly makes sense to everyone. All right. All right. Lyric, since you're back, I'll just tell you, Locke and Corlin are going fishing. Ildor went back to sell and counter sell, and got magic stuff, which you could have gone with him if you wanted to. And Indy is wandering around looking for signs of the Cobalt Soul and has told you guys that she saw that. So I don't know if you want to do something else or what, or you want to wander around with Indy. She's invited, said that people can come along if they want to, but
yeah, I'll go with Indy.
Okay. So we have 2 groups. We'll say Locke and Corlin, we can go do that first. Is there anything, Locke, that you wanted specifically, or do you just wanted to hang out?
I'm wanting to learn anything she's willing to teach me about nature while we're walking there, about the different fish, just anything. I'm picking her brain, basically.
Okay.
And potentially learning how to fish, I guess.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you guys would probably not head out the exact same way. I mean, last time you walked around, through the fence that surrounds the town, the wall that surrounds the town.
Right.
You'd know kind of where to go to get near the river. You could fish in the river. I guess you don't have to go out of town. You can kind of wander through, you can go past Tremaines, which you'd know where that was, and get to the river that way. And you don't need to actually walk through the wall like you did last time. Walk around there. So that would be you'd know the part of the river that was near the artsy district, and that would be no problem. Corlin, you're fishing, or are you looking to catch anything else? I mean, other kinds of animals, or just fishing?
It's probably good to start out small. So for our first day, probably just some basic fishing, and then pointing out the little bit of foliage that is around, and the different properties of each one that we see, but not fully going into more stuff. Not yet, at least.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Corlin, you're not gonna have any problem catching fish. That's kind of part of your background. We can say, if Locke's going to be trying to catch, you can roll survival. Just for fun, sure. With advantage to see how poorly this goes. I don't know. And then Corlin, I mean, you're going to get something either way. We'll just see how long it takes you, because sometimes things aren't biting.
Yeah.
14.
Oh, he does good. He's a good little baby fisherman.
I listen to instructions real good.
So survival, I got a dirty 20.
Nice. You're feeling pretty proud of yourself, and you're holding up this very small, maybe 5-inch long fish, and you're like, hey, look, and you turn around and Corlin's got 2 foot long fish, 1 in each hand, and she's like, good job. And then maybe one more roll just to see how well you pick up on the nature stuff, and that would just be, I think, a straight intelligence check, because it's not about applying the knowledge, it's about learning it.
Okay, straight intelligence would be 17.
Okay, he's real good. He's the best student, or you're a good teacher, one or the other.
Both.
Both.
Probably both.
All right. And then moving on to Indie and Lyric. How did you want to go about this, you guys?
So I'm okay. So where are we located right now on the map? Do we know exactly?
Sure. Yeah, you guys are like that. You probably first of all you would have wandered past because you went past this fountain here.
Yeah.
When you went shopping, and you guys are actually staying like here. This would be where this. But you would have seen. You would have.
Yeah, I want to look for a library. I think that's a good place to start.
Okay, and you could ask around for sure, and they would tell you that there isn't like a public library, but there's a university library, up at the Wizards University, and anybody can go in there. Like it's got stuff that's more for like the students, but it's also got general information. And that might help if you're looking for, and just basically you wouldn't be able to check a book out. There are some books that are reserved only for students, and there are some books that you wouldn't be able to check out unless you actually got a library card. But you could definitely go and look there.
Okay. Yeah. That's where I'll start. So we'll go to that location. Where is that on the map, do you think?
It is here. It's this, like central thing up in the top.
Okay. Cool.
Like the series, like you can kind of see there's like a little wall that surrounds like this big building here, and the one behind it. And so basically, like those are the university buildings. There's some smaller ones that are harder to see, and the wall, like that whole thing encompasses the university.
Okay, perfect. So that's where we're gonna head
Okay.
then.
And you go up. I'm gonna have you, if you're looking for, you're looking
signs,
for
anything like that would make me think
I'm gonna have you roll investigation.
Okay.
We're looking for a library.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show my brother like my notes because I'll bring my notebook with me of what I saw on the welcome sign and kind of just like briefly just show him like what it would look like. Maybe not translate everything, but just briefly.
You're gonna show him the super secret code. Okay, you show your brother the code that you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, he can look for similar shapes for sure. That would probably be.
I don't expect the code, just the shapes.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So then you can both roll, or one of you can roll with advantage.
So you said investigation?
Yeah.
Mine's 0. What's yours?
+2.
Okay, so I'll let him roll with advantage.
Okie doke. Okay. So you're not like super familiar with this code, but you have a general idea of like
I feel like
what kind of shape you're looking for.
Like I don't know what it means, but I can look for the shapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you actually notice something interesting in front of the library itself. There is like an art installation, which it kind of makes sense that you would be the one to notice this then. And the way that people are posed kind of creates the shapes that she was showing you, and it almost would be basically, Indy, I don't know if you remember what I showed you, Home, right? The way that Home was written.
Yeah.
He finds a statue that is basically, it's like a sculpture of two people. Both of them are sitting on a bench, but the one bench is like a front, a top, and a back without, like, it's hollow. The other one is a cube, and then in between they're both holding like they're holding like urns. There we go. Or like pitchers. That's the word. Urn is for ashes. Pitchers is for water.
Yeah.
But they're facing one another perfectly, and like their arms are like held at an unnatural angle that looks more square. Like it makes the shape, and you feel like that might be what you're looking for. And like part of the reason, maybe that you didn't find it is because you were like looking at signs and you were looking at, and he was like, oh, doesn't this kind of look like those shapes, right? Like that looks like a 3-sided square, and that looks like, and then they've got the little, and he notices it in the artwork, which would be something that he would be more inclined to look at anyways.
Perfect.
So you think that maybe potentially the library would be where you would look?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this definitely looks like we might be in the right spot. So I'll kind of walk up to the doors then. Do I see anything else on the doors at all or anything?
You can roll investigation.
Second.
Can I roll perception just to see like what's around?
Absolutely.
Or, like, I guess.
What do you?
I'm
what do
looking
you-
for people.
Mhm.
Not anybody in particular. Like but like just how many people and that kind of thing.
Sure, absolutely.
If anybody stands out, maybe.
Okay. Indy, you don't notice anything else in the architecture. What? Plus 44. Where'd that
Nice.
modifier come from? You know
14.
everything. You can see through walls now.
Should have been plus 4.
Yeah, 14. So there's a lot of people coming and going. You figure out from looking around that this is definitely a bunch of like basically college wizard bros. Like there's a bunch, not specifically just men, but like there's a bunch of like kind of basically people look like they know that they're intelligent and they're used to being surrounded by other people who are also intelligent, and so they don't realize how annoying they're being, and they're like wandering around laughing at how clever they are. You do notice
College.
Yeah.
College.
Hello, fellow kids.
Oh no! Steve
Walking
Buscemi.
around, not realizing how annoying they are. That's so funny.
Yeah, and so the one person that you do notice is you notice the halfling woman, your friend from the bar last night,
Ooh.
or from 2 nights ago.
I'm just going to quickly turn around and put my hand in front of my face and just look away.
Okay, she scoots past. Oh, I mean, well, let's see if she sees you.
And I don't know her at all.
Can I roll a stealth check?
He brought her up on stage. Oh, she sees you. She sees you.
Gosh.
Real good.
Wait, can I roll a stealth check? I could get a nat 20.
Okay, we'll see if your stealth check passes her perception. Go ahead.
Oh
Perfect.
Here's the thing. You are wearing some beautiful clothes. Everybody else around you is wearing wizard clothing. It's practical. It is simple. Maybe a couple of them here and there have a little bit of a hint of style, but nobody's got style like you've got style.
A lot of cargo shorts.
You don't have the posture of somebody who's used to carrying 2-inch thick books stacked up like 5 high. You have the posture of somebody who's used to being on stage and singing halfling songs with other people. Yeah, no, she sees you, and she kind of winks at you, and then she'll like scoot past both of you and go in the library.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll just give
do
her
I
a nod.
notice that? I wonder.
Yeah, she's not trying to hide. I mean, she walks past you. If you guys are standing in front of the library looking around, yeah, you'll see her, and you do know her. She's the one who just started like singing on stage. Like well, first of all, she's the one.
For that? I'm trying to remember.
You did, because she led you to the place where you guys were staying. And then you were there when Lyric was performing. I think all of you were there for at least most of it. He stayed up late. Yeah, no,
So I
yeah,
would
you
like recognize her to a certain degree.
Yeah, you haven't. You'd recognize her, no problem. You just haven't really spoken with her. She and Lyric talked a couple times.
Okay. So as she passes, I just look at her and I'm like, new friend? Hello? I think we lost him.
What did you say?
Oh, I just
couldn't
said,
understand.
oh no, wait, that's right. I know her. So, I'll just be like, wasn't that the person from the tavern last night?
Yes, it was.
Okay. All right. Let's go inside and see what we see.
Okay. I suppose if we wanted to know more, I could ask her about it, but I mean,
Well,
is that really the nature of this kind of thing?
I guess you probably shouldn't ask because you're not technically in it.
Yeah.
So,
Plus,
but
it's
maybe
got like a code
I
or something.
will at some point. Let's
Okay.
let's walk around and see what we see.
So you guys enter in. You see like sort of the front reception desk, and there is, there's a couple people back there, kind of like working on maybe like organizing things that have been returned to be put back on the shelves. Maybe like organizing stuff that has been pulled for reserved by somebody who's coming to pick it up. And you see your halfling friend kind of wandering off on the right of that. Like the desk is in a central location, and there's kind of you could go on the right or the left, and she's kind of wandering off on the right and heading back into the library. And you see like a couple people like wandering out. Looks like arcane casters, of wizards specifically, probably.
Well, I'm gonna kind of like nod to my brother and say, let's follow her a little bit, and we're gonna try to incognito kind of walk behind her and see where she goes.
Wait,
Okay.
wait.
Wait, what?
Come here.
Okay.
I want to try to pull her into like maybe like a hallway or just away from prying eyes.
Okay.
There's a little alcove, like there's a little reading room on either side. There's one on the right, one on the left. So you could, it's not a huge space, but it's a place you could sit, and you'd be not in the main area. It's like 3-sided room. There's no doorway or anything like that, just an alcove.
Would I be visible to people?
You could, there's like furniture there. You could kind of duck around the side of one of the shelves that's in there.
Yes. Okay, I will pull her around and we will duck behind one of the shelves.
Okay.
And I will
It
say,
doesn't matter if this is the place for smart people. You belong here too.
I can either.
Hold on. What?
Well, I could either disguise both of us, or I could disguise one of us and make the other one invisible.
Oh. Is that necessary, or you just really want to do it? Okay. Why don't you be invisible?
That's an awesome response.
Why don't you go invisible then, and you can kind of look at places maybe that would be otherwise seem odd for you to go look maybe.
Okay. I think
Okay.
that sounds like a good idea. Do you want me to disguise you?
No, I don't think it's necessary.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, if I'm going to go and meet people that may be my comrades in the future, I don't think I should change how I look. It might make it really confusing if I show back up again.
Logic, whatever. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Okay.
But
All right.
go ahead and go invisible.
Okay. I will cast
And
invisibility.
do not trip anybody.
All right, so you're invisible. And I would say as you guys, as Indy by herself comes out of the alcove.
I will trip her.
Okay. Roll a dex save, Indy.
Next thing he's gonna start throwing books off the shelves like a ghost. Sounds familiar.
Dex save.
Oh, dex save.
He's trying to trip you.
I know. I'm sure he's gonna succeed on it. Very typical.
Plus 5.
All right. +5. Nice. Okay. I can work with that. Let's see. Oh, I'd be so funny if I net 20 on this shit. Oh, close. 19.
Okay.
Do I have to roll 2? I don't know how that works.
What?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you're good. She kind of turns it. She maddeningly turns your perfect plan into like sort of a casual like jog out of the alcove, and then you keep going.
Do I know kind of exactly where his face might be, so I can kind of flick him in the nose?
You can try roll an attack with disadvantage.
Oh dear goodness. So unarmored, I guess. I don't want to hurt him. I just want to flick him.
No. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll with disadvantage. You can add your your dexterity, but not your proficiency, and you're not going to do any like.
Okay.
You're fine. You're not going to kill him.
12.
With disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a miss.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, so 12. Yeah, you can't find him. So you're both thoroughly annoyed with one another.
Okay.
Leave the alcove. I would say, like, you'd just see, like, the halfling. Your perception's pretty good, Indy, or both of you. You'd see her, like, ducking around to the, like, she's a little bit further back in the stacks, and she's heading, like, off to the right.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
I'm gonna start walking that way, and everything, because it's a way to go. So let's just see what happens.
Okay, and then, Lyric, where are you going?
I would like to look for the restricted section.
You would like to look for the restricted section.
He's looking for
Here's the thing. You're probably, like, behind the main desk there might be, like, I guess there would be, a map and stuff like that. Never mind, not behind the desk. I was thinking, like, they'd have, like, the card catalog, essentially. But there's also just a map that shows you where all the different sections are. So it's not even difficult to find. It would be, you'd have to go, actually to the other side, to the left, kind of towards, like, about halfway back. And you see on the map where it says, like, this is students only. And there's, like, stairs, and you'd go up to the second floor.
Okay.
All right. So you're heading off to the left. Indy, you're following to the right.
Yeah.
Are you going to, like, are you trying to catch up to her? Are you trying to...
No.
You're heading in the direction.
Yeah, I'm just kind of headed the same direction. I'm not gonna really try per se to like catch up to her or maybe even follow her. I'm gonna follow that direction that she chose and see if I see any signs or anything that would
Okay.
have symbols.
Sure. So you head on back to the right. Are you going to go, like, are you literally going to go where she went, or are you just going to wander back and look around where you are?
I'm gonna go to where she went.
Okay, so you go back. It's in the very back, kind of right corner. You can see that this area of the library doesn't look like it is used as often. It looks to be not necessarily books that are in common circulation. They're like history, but maybe not major history, more like just historical records of things. There are some, if you're looking at the shelves, there are some that appear to have names on them. And then, like, back in the very back corner, you can just see, like, a very small little desk. You can see that there's somebody working at it. You kind of see, like, glimpses of somebody's hands here and there. So this looks to be, like, sort of historical things.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, if I kind of just gaze at the different shelves in a library, you know how they have all the different book titles usually facing outward for you to see, obviously. I want to just kind of briefly like scan over those and like maybe the signs at the top that say fiction, nonfiction, you know, that kind of thing, and just kind of see if I see anything in that area there.
Sure. The signs, if you look at the signs, it would say that basically this is like the local history section. It's a collection of, and you can see that organized. I mean, if you glance at the titles on the books, it's organized by, like, this chunk right here is just talking about maybe the history of the creation of the city. This section right here is prominent families. Like the one with the names would be like names of prominent families, and like they're very thin books. Most of them I think would be kind of thinner books, but it's more like this family contributed this, and up until the date that this book was written, this is what their family is doing now.
Do any of them
you
say
see,
Amberlight?
None of them say Amberlight.
Okay.
And then there would be a section that would talk about like the development of the university, so like the history of the university, basically Hogwarts history, but for this. And then like that also has like a subsection of like prominent university people, which wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with the founding of the town or anything like that, but just like these are important people. And then like there's also sort of a section of like who's who wizards, like this is a famous person, this is how cool they are, but it doesn't have like spells or anything in it. If you glance at any of the books, it'd just be like basically they're really cool, this is why they're well known in magic, but in the simple like layman's terms. These are not heavy study.
Okay. Did she walk away from this place, or is she still in the same area?
You don't see her. But as you're looking around, there is an older gnomish man behind the counter, like in the desk. You see he's got like a little stool back there, but he, kind of hopped down and he's working back there. And so as you approach, he would ask, can I help you with anything, young lady?
So I have my book with me that has my sketchings of the welcome sign, right, with the dots and the so on. With me. So I just kind of turn it around so it's facing him, where, if he looks like a little bit down, he might see it. And I'll just say, I'm just kind of looking to learn more information about the town and places to go. And I'm just going to hold it out that way. That way, if he recognizes it, he might say something. If he doesn't, then clearly he's not on the end.
Right. You're looking for more information about the town?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so he would say, you might want to watch. And he kind of reaches across the counter and taps the book so it closes. You wouldn't want to drop any unnecessary things.
I turn the thing back around to face myself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No problem. I'll be careful.
Okay. And he kind of looks at you expectantly. Are you new around here?
Very, very new.
And at this point, you notice that he's like playing with the collar of a shirt.
Okay, is there anything unusual about it?
You can roll. I guess it'd be investigation.
Okay, I'm the worst Sherlock Holmes detective ever. I just want to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Hold on, there we go. Holy
No, you're not.
Yeah, holy shit.
You see, he's playing like he's just kind of fiddling with the collar of his shirt, but like as he's fiddling with it, you notice the leather strap of a necklace, and you remember Anahita telling you that you had to show your necklace to gain access to.
Okay, so I guess I'll just try and take it out and like fiddle it with it in my hands. Do you have any do you know where I should go?
And he kind of hops down and he goes, come on. And he'll stick a sign up, on the desk saying, we'll be right back. And he'll turn and head. There's like a door behind him that's open. And above it says public records. And he'll kind of head down the stairs. Okay, and we're gonna cut back over to Lyric. You go to...
Causing all sorts of mayhem now.
Yeah, you go to the restricted section, right?
Yes.
and you see. You also have decent passive perception. You do notice that there are like runes carved in like the lintel to the doorway. And there are two kind of very stoic looking people. One of them is standing like right kind of not immediately next to, but like near, and the other one is sort of like in the vicinity wandering around. But they look like they're there with a purpose.
Okay. I just want to avoid people and look for any books or scrolls or anything that I think might be of use to my friends Eildor and Locke.
Okay. You think that would be upstairs, just from what you saw on the sign.
Yeah, I will
Okay.
go that way.
All right, you head up the stairs, and there is like a sort of a soft pop. And the man who had been standing kind of away from the stairs, kind of, sort of wandering around in the area, looks over, rolls his eyes, and kind of, jogs over to you, and he goes, "Oi! What you doing?" And you look down, and you are visible now.
Oh, hello. I was just testing out a new spell that I learned in class.
Right.
That's all.
Can I see your school ID, please?
Yes, let me find it, and I'll just start searching through my bag.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah. What do you have in your bag?
Well, I'm gonna just start rifling through my bag and just oh, bother. Oh, it appears that I forgot to bring it with me. Actually, you know what? I need to run back and grab that. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will, I'll be back with it, and then I'm going to go study. So I will be back, and I'm going to turn around and try to walk away.
Okay. I am going to point out you do have a disguise kit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're not going to... I'm just saying, like, if you can... I don't know what's...
I can't use that to make an ID card, right?
I don't know what's in your disguise kit. You tell me what's in your disguise kit.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that I would have
nothing
ID.
like that. No, like, very official man here thing. Okay, that's fine.
I don't think I'd have an ID card to this college.
Okay.
I might have the equipment to fashion one, maybe, but not.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, just pointing that out. Okie dokie. All right.
I'm gonna just turn around and walk away, and I want to walk back to the alcove, I guess.
Okay. You go back to the alcove, no problem. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna wait there? What are you gonna do?
Plan was foiled.
It's almost like it's a magic school.
Yeah. I'll try to fashion a fake ID.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look at a thing. If you're using the disguise kit, you get your proficiency with that. So you can roll sleight of hand, but instead of you're going to get not half proficiency, you'll get your dex bonus plus proficiency. So
Okay.
whatever that would be
Plus
proficiency would be +2, and dex is +2, so it'd be +4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you have what you believe to be a convincing ID.
Okay.
Ooh.
I will walk back up to the gentleman.
Okay. Okay.
With my ID proudly in hand.
Proudly in hand. Okay. He goes, right. And he kind of holds his hand out. He takes it. What does he see when he looks at it? What is it? What's your name?
Oh, my name is, Holdo Cloth Warden.
Holdo Cloth Warden. Okay.
And I guess it would say maybe like an ID number. Oh fuck! Why? Why did
Hang on! Hang on! Holdo Cloth Warden. You don't know. He's not rolling dice in front of you.
Holdo. Oh.
Hang on. Just keep focused.
Yeah,
Focus.
It's got numbers, like an ID number.
Cool.
And maybe like my height and weight and eye color.
Okay. All right. Indy wants to know how you spell Holdo Cloth Warden.
Hey, I have to run outside really quick and grab something.
All right.
Yeah, they're dropping it off to me.
Okay, that's fine. I'll come back to you. Think about how to spell that name. We'll come back to this roll.
Okay, thank you.
Indy, we're back.
All right. Let's see if he's leading me to my death or not.
Okay. And so he as you're walking downstairs, he's just kind of quietly, and he's like, "Oh, so you must be looking for, information on, is your family local?" And he kind of prattles on. He doesn't really wait for an answer. He's just kind of talking to himself, but sort of talking at you. And at some point, you're heading further and further back, into the back of what looked to be is just sort of like file boxes filled with stuff. I mean, you're welcome to look at them if you want to see what's in them. And it's lit, but it's kind of darker down here. You get far enough down, and he sort of like holds up his pointer finger on his left hand, and mutters something under his breath, and then his finger lights up. But there are like little like lanterns, similar to what was in the bar when Corlin and Locke went down, like dim lanterns, so you're not going to fall on your face. And he kind of takes you further and further back. This is, you're sort of heading the opposite direction. Like you are in the back right corner of the library. You're kind of heading towards the front. Like this underground section takes up the whole space of like what at least close to the whole library. And so, I mean, as long as you keep following him, he keeps muttering to himself, and he's taking you back, and it's kind of getting like more and more dusty. Sharing is caring, Lyric. So
yeah, he's a good brother.
No, that's not what I meant. I like brisket. No, just kidding.
Yes.
So, all right, that's how you spell Holdo Cloth Warden. Okay. So assuming you keep following him back, at some point, like he'll like stop babbling and go, next time all you need to do is just show me the necklace. So like play with the necklace, and you don't have to like wave that book around. We're not showing people the code.
Fair enough.
I know you're new. You're new. It's fine. And he kind of,
I'll get rid of it.
His necklace. Right. And so he will take you back into the back, and then he will put it's very high because he's pretty tiny, kind of up at head level for him. And there is a box that, like a file box, that says a record of agricultural, like an agricultural history of Three Rivers Ford, and it's dated like from maybe like 500 years ago to maybe 450 years ago. And he just kind of like shoves it in a little bit.
Okay. Secret passage, secret passage. Oh, hold on, I can't hear you at all.
The shelf kind of pulls back. Oh, is it me or you?
No, I think it's us. Now I can hear you.
Is this better? I turned up the gain on my microphone.
No, yeah, our Discord just went in and out for a minute, so if you don't mind, don't switch.
Yeah, that's why I moved it over here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so go ahead. Sorry, now I can hear you.
So he kind of shoves the box back, and you hear like a little click, and then the shelf moves just a little bit, like enough that you can kind of squeeze through. And there's like a little door in the back, and you see some stairs down. It's pitch black, but down at the bottom you can see a light, like as you head back in there. And he says, "You can go right on in. There should be somebody at the desk to greet you. Welcome to the Cold Soul."
Thank you very much. Is there any type of like greeting or anything that she would have told me that I would know to say? Or like just something, you know how people say peace be with you, you know, things like that. Is there anything that she would have told me?
It's not as like a code necessarily. If you wanted to, I mean, you could, you could say something about Ayun. Like I'm trying to think of, may the blessings of knowledge come your way forever and always, something like that. But like that would just be like politeness. It's not necessary.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't like miss something I was supposed to say or do. Okay.
Nope, you're supposed to show them your necklace. So basically, like you go somewhere you think that this is, and then you like play with the necklace until they notice that you have the necklace, and then you go, and then once they know you, like you don't have to do that again, right? If the same guy is there, you should be fine to just go, hey, remember me? I'm going to go down and look at the quote unquote archives.
Okay.
All right. So I don't want to keep.
It's all right. Keep going.
Okay.
No,
all right.
Keep going.
All right. So you head on in there, and it goes further down. So basically, before you were at like basement level. So like there were like little windows on the edges, maybe that you passed that at the right time of day would let in a little bit more light. But now you are like well and truly deep down, like 2 levels underground.
Okay.
And and as you walk down, I mean, like you can make it down the stairs because like you can see a little bit from the door open behind you, but you can also like it sort of click shut after you get down a ways. But you can still kind of, like they're normal stairs. Like as you're walking, it's not like the stairs are weird and like asymmetrical or something like that. And like once you get like halfway down, there's a very bright light coming out from a little doorway at the bottom. And you scoot in there and you see it's beautiful. It's not outside,
Okay.
but it almost doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just because there's just like there's artwork you see depicted all like a frise, just
Nice.
it's sort of like it looks like it's telling some story. It may not be one that you're familiar with, not necessarily being that much of a religious person. But it kind of goes like the whole way around, not the whole wall, like the bottom half of the wall. It'd be almost like would have like crown molding halfway down, but then like the top half of the wall is going to have this beautiful picture of like a battle, but you see like angel wings, and like it looks like a battle between like the forces of good and evil. Looks like the good's doing pretty well, and then like in the center in the back you see an older, like a depiction of an older woman with like long gray hair, and her robes are kind of a cobalt blue. But then at the bottom, it sort of like ombres into what looks almost like scrolls, and those kind of like flow off and curl up on either side of her. I think you would know enough to kind of recognize that is meant to depict Ayun, and there's just, I mean, it's really beautiful and it's well lit. There's a nice carpet on the floor. And you see a young, sort of half elven man, but he has kind of like a light gray skin. He's wearing gold wire rimmed spectacles, and he is standing behind a desk, kind of reading a book. As you come in, he looks up and smiles.
Okay.
Can I help you?
I think so. It's my first time here. I am really new, and I just don't know what to do, but I saw signs to come here.
Lovely. All right. My name is Ash. Ash Underland.
What was it? Ash what?
Underland.
Nice to meet you, Ash. My name is Indy.
It's lovely to meet you. If you're new, we want to. So you're. Who spoke with you? Who found you and sent you here?
Anahita.
Anahita. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't know that she was up and around. She normally stays. Never mind. None of my business. So, well, we'd want to get you sort of set up with all of your gear. And then usually, you don't have to do it right away, probably. I'll have to look and see what we have available. But there's usually sort of a test. I don't know. I'm sure she talked to you about how, what the job of the Cobalt Soul is. Yes? A little?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit, but if you want to go over it with me, I'll be happy to listen.
No, absolutely. Yes. So basically we protect people from themselves. That's really what it amounts to. Sometimes that means that we fight in wars if they need us. Sometimes it means that we don't fight and we keep accurate historical records, because history is written by the winners, and a lot of times the losers had some sort of point that they were making, and whether that was a just point or an unjust point, it doesn't do to forget that sort of thing, you know. Sometimes there are objects of power that could do harm, more harm than good, if they were just left in the general population. So we relieve them of that burden. And then just learning more about the world in general so that we can hopefully anticipate any sort of upcoming conflicts that might be foreshadowed if we only had known of the rising tension or the civil unrest in some small corner of the world. That's kind of what we do. I know it's real vague. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that helps.
They gave you a sending stone, right?
Oh shoot! Did she give me one?
She gave you a sending stone.
She did. Okay, yes.
Do you have that in your inventory?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Do you have that in your inventory? You should be able to add. A sending stone is a thing, so you should be able to add that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
It'd
that
be
I
an
did.
equivalent.
Okay, I'll have to add it in. For some reason I didn't, so.
That's fine. You can add it later, but just remember. Yeah, well, sure. I think that we'd all just started when you got that, basically. So yeah, she did give you one, and she did say in case of emergencies. Yeah. So Ash will specify, you know, for you it's in case of emergencies. For us, we might occasionally contact you. I honestly don't know who has the other sending stone, but you might be contacted. Basically, what I need to do here is I need to mark that you've checked in. I will give you sort of a trial run scenario. There will be some sort of simple task that needs to be performed. And we will ask that you complete that task. Feel free to use any resources that you have, including if you have friends or family that might be helpful to you, that's fine. But basically, we will ask you to perform a task just to show that you are capable of accomplishing the type of thing that, sometimes we come in, fists out, ready to go, and sometimes we have to be more subtle, basically. So I would assume that Anahita has seen you fight.
Yes. Her and I actually sparred practice together.
Okay, and you're upright. That's good. And so basically the other side of that would be now I have a list of potential tasks, and this would be more subtle infiltration and less hitting things. Because we need both skills, obviously you found this place that shows you're capable of doing that. I'll need to register your specific standing stone so that they know that you made it. They know, and then you'll need to complete a task, and I'll tell you where to check in if it's not in this area. And then after you've completed that task, you can check in with the Cobalt Soul wherever you happen to be. And they will register that you have completed that, and I think from then you're good to go. But I do have some stuff to give you, and he kind of wanders off. He's kind of thinking about mental checklist. And he walks off, through the foyer. You follow him?
Yes, I do.
And he'll kind of go down a hallway, and you'll walk past. You see some rooms that look like they're for sparring practice, or even just maybe not fighting with another person, but they'll have equipment, a dummy for you to hit and some weapons to practice on. Yeah, and so you'll walk past those, and there are a couple people in there.
Do I recognize any of them? Have I seen them before?
You can roll perception.
Okay.
You see the halfling from a couple nights ago that you saw entering the library. You see her, and she's not fighting with a weapon that you've necessarily seen before. She's actually got a shorter, maybe 2.5 foot stick, but she's holding it with both hands and using that to kind of firm up her punches. It's a different fighting style than you were taught, but it is. She looks competent. She's focused. She doesn't notice you. Say that? What?
That's the one we saw outside the library, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that's what you said, but I was just making sure. And then, does she see me?
She's very focused on her fighting, so I don't know that she does.
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep following, but I'll kind of just make note of the people that are in there in case I see them again.
Sure. You see the halfling woman. You see another, a human man with kind of medium brown skin, sort of a flop of wavy black hair, some round gold Harry Potter glasses. I mean, I hate to that's what they are. They're cooler on him than on Harry Potter because they're gold wire rimmed glasses.
It's all good.
Yeah. He is wearing actually no shirt because he's sparring, and he's just he looks to be fighting a style that's more similar to what you are familiar with. You also see a set of twins. Yeah. Both men. They are they're in a room together, like fighting against one another. They look to have two different fighting styles. One appears they are. I should have said they are. They're human also. Very fair, kind of a light corn silk blonde hair. One of them has it pulled back in a ponytail, but like with an undercut. And the other one has just short back and sides, looks kind of military, but their faces, you can tell right away they're related to one another. And they look to have two different fighting styles. Like the one with the longer hair is kind of doing this thing where he stumbles around, but he's doing it on purpose. It kind of makes him harder to judge where, like, how to hit. And the other one looks, again, to be maybe not identical fighting style to you, but something closer to what you're used to. And they are kind of sparring against one another. And like as you walk past, the one with the shorter hair does sort of a spin kick thing, but his brother kind of like tumbles out of the way and then like comes back up and hits him in the small of the back, and then like the guy falls over and goes, ah, and his brother's like cackling with laughter, and so they're having a good time, maybe being slightly less productive than they would otherwise be. That's kind of all the people who are in there practicing and exercising.
What's the age group of these people, do I think? Adults or...
What?
What's the age group, do you think? Are they all adults?
Yeah, all of them are grown up. These ones are, these appear to be like more the same role as what you would be. You would guess that the half-elf that is with you maybe he looks like a lover, not a fighter, or maybe not even that. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't look necessarily, I don't know. He doesn't carry himself the right way. Basically, he's not like in bad shape or anything. But feel free to ask him questions if you would like to. But like all of them look to be, the ones that you see look to be in their, let's see, like the halfling woman you'd met before, she looks like she's probably in her 20s, mid-20s-ish. It's really hard to tell because halflings all have kind of like little baby faces to a certain extent. And then the human male that was by himself, like practicing with equipment, but not like against another person. He looks like maybe he's like early 30s, late 20s. The twins look maybe like they're the oldest out of all of them, but not like, they seem to be in very good health. They look like maybe they're in their like mid to late 30s. Maybe, you didn't look that closely. They look like out of all of the people that you see practicing, they're probably the oldest. But that's just a glance while you're walking down the hallway. So if you had to guesstimate, you would guess that order. But then also as you're walking down the hallway, you'll notice like there's offices. Like after you pass the practice rooms, essentially, there are offices. There's people kind of in there either working on their own or chatting with one another or like filing things or something. Like there's other people there, and they are of a variety of ages, like older, younger. Not all of them look as though they would be super great in combat. So it appears that like it's not just...
Yeah, everyone has to have administrative work.
Yes, exactly. There's not just monks. There's other things as well. And he takes you kind of back to the back and takes a key out and like opens a door. He goes, just a second, hang on. And he walks in and he comes back out. And he brings you almost like a scarf, but like a very thick scarf, like a wide scarf, I should say. Okay. And he basically he would explain, and then like also like an obi. I don't know that that's specifically what they would call it, but like a wrap to kind of hold the scarf. So basically, like you put the scarf over your shoulder, and then you would use the belt to kind of wrap around and tie to hold it together. And he's like, that people are going to be more likely to recognize that you're with us if you're wearing this. And so basically it's like a kind of a like a taupe colored scarf, but then like the belt part is not like a bright cobalt blue, but it's like a darker version of the same color. Like if it were bright blue, it'd be like really in your face obvious. This looks like a more reasonable color to wear like a large accessory of, essentially. And if you see people around wearing stuff like that, that's a good way to kind of guess that maybe they're with us. And then I also have, we have a few weapons if you're interested in looking through, and seeing if there's anything that you would like. I can't give you too many, but I could give you one or two of our arsenal here. And
yes, I'll be happy to look through it. Thank you very much.
Okay, and so he'll take you back to another room. Now the moment has come. What I want you to do, actually, while I'm doing this, Indy, I'm going to have you kind of go through and look and see like what monk of weapons you would be interested in. So you are proficient in the short sword and simple weapons. So you can search on D&D Beyond. You can look under. No, where is it? Equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where is it?
I'm under manage equipment, and then it would be.
No, well, you could do it. Yeah, you could do it that way as well. But yeah, and then I remember we talked about how to like narrow it down. You can narrow it down to stuff you're proficient in. But you also want it to be you don't want it magical. How would you do that?
Yeah. So I keep that unclicked and I hit common. No. Nothing comes up with common, but proficient.
No, just do proficient. Or what I was going to say, you could do weapons. That's the other thing. You could click on weapon.
Oh, okay.
Up at the top there, and proficient. Or I think you could also just go off of your character sheet and go. I'm looking for where it is. Game rules. Oh, equipment. There you go. If you look up at the top of D&D Beyond, underneath like the top banner, there's collections, game rules, sources, tools. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So if you go under game rules, you can go over to equipment, and you should be able to narrow it down there. Like if you click on it, do you see equipment over on the right side there?
Yeah, I see it.
And then you can go to filter, like search by
monk.
Simple. I think you could do simple weapon. Simple weapon. Let me see if that works. Yeah, and that would narrow it down.
Can I really have a boomerang?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ask if they have a boomerang.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you look.
Okay.
I want you to look at all of the things that you can do, because I have left poor old Holdo Cloth Warden hanging, and I would hate to do that for any longer. So
yep, that's fine. I'm good.
Look and see, and you can look for other stuff too. Like it doesn't have to be just weapons necessarily. Like there's any sort of like general supplies that you think would be reasonable, like they might have that. So we'll say like one or two weapons, depending on how fancy they are. Mm-hmm. Keeping in mind that you do have the Chaos Balls. Anybody who has a Chaos Ball, which I think is just you and Lyric, we are going to say that unless you roll a nat 1 on the second attack, they will come back to you, because that's just going to make things simpler. If you, on the second attack, roll a nat 1, then you're going to have to go fetch it. And there could theoretically be environmental hazards that might, like if you're next to a pool of lava, you might lose it. But like as long as you don't roll a nat 1, that shouldn't be an issue. So you do have those, but yes, you are proficient in boomerang. That is true.
I just thought it was cool. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. All right, Holdo.
Where did you
so I rolled a
name? Did you just literally pull it out of thin air?
I made him do it, yes.
Yes.
All right, Holdo Cloth Warden, or whatever your name is. Well, yeah, it is. So look at me go. I remember things. So I'm going to let you roll deception. And because you did so well at creating the ID, I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay, thank you.
That being said, I know so let's just see what happens. Advantage. Okay. 23. Okay. So he kind of looks at you, and he looks at your ID, and he looks at you. He goes, I don't recognize you. You're new around here?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Indeed.
Are you an exchange student?
Yes, I am an exchange student.
Oh, what college? And he hands the ID back.
Well, actually, I guess I guess I'm not really an exchange student per se. I have come from Karakdimit to here to study. Does that make sense?
Oh, private tutors, yeah. You watch out for these public school boys. They're a little weird. And he kind of waves you up the stairs.
You can say that again. Thank you, sir.
They have worse manners than you too. Have a nice day. And you are upstairs.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would like to look around just for anything that stands out to me as something that I think would be useful for Ildor or Locke.
Sure, you can roll investigation.
Okay. I guess if it would be helpful for me.
Okay. Absolutely. Anything specific, like just that's real general. Is there anything specific you're thinking of?
Well, for Ildor for sure. I'm not really as certain about what I could get for Locke, but for Ildor, like books or spell scrolls, so that he can add to his repertoire. And then for myself, I don't really know if there's anything at all like bardic related, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Well, I got a 7.
Okay. All right. And you can take longer. Like you can tell me how long you want to do this. We'll say you're looking around for like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's a lot. There are no signs. They're definitely grouped. I think that you are smart enough to recognize they're kind of grouped by subject. But it's a lot of big words. Big wizard words. So if you want to stay up there longer, that's fine. Like you tell me how long you want to look. I'm going to say the first like hour or so are you just and the other thing you would notice is there really aren't any spell scrolls per se. There might be books that would help somebody learn a spell. Like if I mean you kind of glance at them and you know arcane stuff, even though you don't like sit and study it so much. You kind of get it in a different way. You kind of recognize that like somebody could come up with a spell from reading this, but there's no spell scrolls because the students are like taught to make their own, or they would go down and purchase them. Some combination of that thing. So they don't just leave because once a spell's they're not giving magic away basically. Like they're in a business to like make money off of people coming in for education. So you get the feeling that there aren't any like just loose spell scrolls, but there are things that you could use to kind of help you if you studied them for long enough to help you come up with a spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just grab 2 of those books.
Okay.
Just 2 of them.
Just 2.
You know, whatever. I don't know what they are.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna basically just grab 2 books, put them
Alright.
in my bag.
If you want to keep looking for bard stuff, you can roll like it'll be longer. It'll take you into maybe like that would be the first like half hour. You can roll if you want to stay longer and keep looking for either more wizardy, locky stuff, or if you want to find something for yourself, or if you want to.
I mean, am I getting the sense that this is like just a wizard type college?
Right now, you really don't know. It's an overwhelming number of books. This is basically like you're on the 2nd level, but there's a 3rd level, and there's even like a very small, like up at the top, you can see kind of people in like a little glass. There's like a 4th level, but it's smaller, and it's like encased in glass on the side to sort of so they can kind of peek down and see. It's an open floor thing. So like the floor that the floor that you're on has like shelves everywhere. The next level up is like just around the outsides, but it's a pretty wide floor. The one above that is like looks like it's maybe smaller, maybe a little fancier. At the very least, it's smaller, and it's got like it's almost all glass, like it's an open kind of terrarium deal, but for wizards. So that's what you see when you look around. So there's a lot here, and you really like it's kind of overwhelming. It's arcane magic. You don't see anything divine, and like you don't see anybody who looks particularly. I mean, they might be religious, but there's nobody who's like walking around going, "Man, my God's so good, you guys!" Right? Yeah, I know, right? Yes. So you're not seeing that. Like this looks like a bunch of nerds.
My elder price.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna keep looking for. Nope. I'm gonna grab a 3rd book, put it under my arm, and walk back downstairs.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna give a nod to the gentleman on my way out the door.
And he gives you a smile and a nod.
I would like to look for a college bro that maybe appears to be like he's at college for the wrong reasons. Like he's there to party. He's not there to learn anything.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have you roll. I'll let you choose like perception or hang on. I would say perception or investigation. You're either looking basically if you roll investigation, you're going to look for like this is the place I would go if I was going to do stupid things.
I'm going to do perception.
Okay, and and then investigation would be like is there a person doing stupid things?
Okay. 22.
Okay. You see a guy. He has kind of medium brown hair. It's cut. He looks real posh. And he is kind of off. So you're at like there's sort of 2 bigger buildings. Like there's the one in the front. That's the library. There's the one in the back you haven't been in. He's sort of over off to this side. If you're looking, are you looking at Roll20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's there. He's like right at the corner where you can see him. And he's sort of leaning against the side of the building, thinking he looks cool. And there is another kid that is next to him. Sitting down behind him, like you just see legs, somebody sitting next to him. He looks like the type.
Okay.
He looks like he's maybe a little bit. He thinks he's too smart. He thinks he's too cool. He looks like he would be if he wasn't the one you're looking for. He would know where to find that person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to approach that figure, and I am going to say, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
No, I don't believe we have. I'm actually new here. I was just, admiring your robes, and I was wondering, do you know where somebody would go around here to maybe like have a good time?
Roll persuasion.
Okay. $23.
I was like, 15's not that good. Oh, man.
Well, the lowest I can get is 18.
That's true. No. Okay. He kind of looks you up and down. And he pauses for a second. And then he gives you kind of like a chin nod. And he walks back around the side of the building.
I'll follow him.
All right, you walk past the other guy. The other guy is sitting. He looks maybe a little off. He's like sitting down, legs akimbo. You guys walk past, and his head. He follows you with his eyes, and his head kind of lolls.
I'm in the right place. Okay, cool.
He grins. Friendly. He looks friendly. But he looks a little confused. And he kind of, flops an arm in your direction in greeting.
Can I can I just as I'm like following the guy around and like we're leaving, can I just turn back and give him a nod and then use prestidigitation? Or no. I got another I'm gonna cast minor illusion in front of him. And I'm going to create the image of a small dancing unicorn in front of him. And then just keep walking.
Okay, yeah, his eyes are crossed, but he looks like he's having a good time watching the unicorn. That's great. So you follow just a little bit further back. He doesn't go all the way back around. Basically, he goes like down the side. And like there's some like bushes and trees, like decorative stuff. And he kind of ducks around inside like a little clump of bushes. And he goes, "All right, look, I normally wouldn't do this. I don't know, unless somebody had introduced us, but you seem all right. Anyone catches you with this, you gotta promise me. You and me, we've never met, right?"
I don't even know your name.
You don't know my name.
That's that way.
All right. And so he pulls out. He actually, I have you roll insight.
Okay.
Okay.
Eight.
That's fine. Yeah, he pulls out these little, like, glass vials, stoppered glass vials, and they're sort of squat. They actually have a flat bottom. I guess it'd be just a little glass bottle, not a vial, but stoppered, and inside you see sort of a waxy, pale amber. It looks like little pieces. It almost looks like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, like when you make candles, you can buy beads of wax. They're like, it's just literally little round beads of wax. It almost looks like it is wax. It's not round shaped like a bead. But then, like, the idea being that you can then, pour that into a mold once you've melted it, or add scent or something like that. Yeah, so this almost looks like candle wax. It is amber colored. And he has just a small, sort of like maybe 2-inch tall bottle, but there's not a lot in it. Like, there's the cork takes up a bunch of the bottle, and then the bottom part. Oh, no. So, I mean, he has a few of them. Like, he has, like, basically he pulls out like a box, sort of not crumpled, but it's like a little cardboard box, and he opens it up and he pulls out one of them, but there's a bunch of other little bottles in there, presumably the same thing. And he says, "How many do you want?"
How much for one?
Three gold. 3 gold per dose.
All right. How about we do? How about I get 3 of them for 7?
No. You see, this is my own personal invention. It's brand new. And I mean, but to be perfectly honest, I need the funds to make more.
All right, fine. I'll pull out 9 gold.
All right, and he will hand you 3. He'll hand you 3 little bottles.
So what do I do? Just take it, just like a shot?
No. You got to get a pipe, right? You smoke it. Or I suppose probably like melt it into some tea or something. But I've only ever seen people smoke it.
All right. Very well. Is it illegal?
No, mate. I'm taking you over here and I'm selling you roses.
Well, I just figured since it's new, maybe nobody knew about it and it wasn't illegal if you just made it, but...
Ooh, I wouldn't... Not technically illegal then, if you really think about it that way, but I wouldn't be... Let's keep it that way. Like, maybe don't...
I understand.
Okay, alright, thanks.
Alright. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a great time. Have a nice trip. Oh. And he makes a stupid joke and then, like, looks mildly embarrassed at having made a stupid joke. And then kind of awkwardly stands there. Alright, so you have 3 bottles of shatter.
Oh.
It's called shatter.
That's a thing in real life.
Is it?
I mean, it's like weed. Wax.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's not what this is. No.
3 bottles of shatter. All right. So I just want to wait for Indy now, and then once she's back, I want to find Locke.
Okay. All right. Indy, we're back to you. What do you want? What are we getting?
Okay, so let's see. So with that, I'm thinking that I want to get. Shoot, I clicked off of it now. I want to get the sickle. Wait, the sickle is kind of like. Hold on a second. I was thinking the sickle was something else actually. I was wondering if they have. I'll ask him if they have any healing potions they could spare, because that could come in handy during whatever mission they give me.
He will tell you that would be something like you're still in the trial stages, basically.
Okay.
He's like, after you finished, like after we're done here, I will take you back to the front desk and I'll give you your mission. And after you've completed that, then potentially. I guess it really depends on where you're going and what you're doing.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask for the crossbow. I'm gonna ask him if he has a crossbow.
I don't believe a crossbow is a simple weapon. You're not proficient in that.
It's in the list.
Simple ranged
Yeah,
weapon.
it is.
Is it?
Well,
Wait,
there
no,
are
no, no.
multiple types of crossbows, and one of them is, or two.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know why I'm not seeing it when I search for simple weapon, but that's fine. Yeah, they would have that then if it's a simple ranged weapon. So you get a crossbow.
Okay, no problem. That's what I'm looking at, so hopefully I'm on the right page.
No, it's fine. If it says simple ranged weapon, then you're proficient. It's fine.
So I'll do the crossbow, so then that way I can have something ranged in case I ever really need it. And then...
Okay. Do you want the light crossbow or the hand crossbow?
The light, that's all I see on here.
Oh, well, am I looking right at it? I'm literally looking at the same page, and I think I just scrolled past it. No, you're good. Yeah, light crossbow. That's fine.
Okay.
I can't read.
No, that's okay. And then I always really just thought a sickle would be really cool, so I'm going to ask if they happen to have one.
All right. You're going to walk out of here like a porcupine, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. A sickle. I don't think sickle is not one of the ones that has extended range. I don't think it's like a normal.
Yeah,
That's so stupid to me. It always seems like it should have more of a range, but I think it's more that like it's longer. But in order to use it effectively, you have to hold it like further up the shaft of the sickle. Otherwise, you're going to be just flailing really sharp, pointy objects around, which could be effective, but it's not going to be like maybe as strong of a blow. I think that's probably why it's not as
Okay.
It's not something like a quarterstaff where you get the 10-foot range, isn't it? Quarterstaff. Or
Well, a sickle is small. It's just the handle and then curved. Are you thinking of like a scythe?
Yeah, that's probably...
that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, no, it's just a curved sword thing.
Yeah.
Never mind. I am thinking of a sword. Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
So, anyways, yeah, you have a sickle.
Okay, yeah.
And you have a light crossbow.
Okay.
And then, I mean, any other sort of like general supplies, they would have stuff here like maybe ball bearings or...
Well, yeah, let me, I'll ask if I can get ball bearings, since I think that might be helpful.
Sure, and you can get whatever comes with, I think it says like 1,000 ball bearings, or whatever like the general supply of those are. What I would say is if you are using like smaller numbers of ball bearings, please keep track of how many you used.
Yes.
But if you're just doing a handful, we'll just say you throw approximately this many, wherever you're throwing them.
Okay. I think, I don't know. So I'm just gonna ask him, what do people normally, choose to use, or since I'm new, can you give me any advice on things?
It depends on your style, really. Some people are more into fighting, just with their bodies. So they don't really, I mean, they usually keep maybe like a ranged weapon just in case. But then other people, I don't know, everyone here kind of comes here with a different fighting style, and it's not necessarily the style of fighting that matters so much as like what you aim for. That's my understanding. I'm not a fighter.
Is there anything you would recommend to help for defense?
For defense? I don't know. I mean, I've seen people just use like their weapons to block, that kind of thing, or they swat things away with their hands. I don't think you guys use shields or anything like that.
No. Okay.
Remember, we have other things. We have like blankets or like water bottles, or that's not the right thing. What are those called? Anyways, they have those things with water for water.
The water skin.
Thank you. I knew that wasn't right. We've invented water bottles. This is plastic.
Right. I have rope. I have.
Yeah, I think it's more about. I think that, I mean, my understanding is that you guys are fairly good at dodging. And that's really what I see as far as avoiding getting hit, unless you're going to like as people go along, they tend to pick up magic stuff, but we don't give that stuff away.
Okay. All right, no problem. Okay,
They kind of find it in their travels.
Okay.
Damn it, Lyric.
All right, no problem. What? Light crossbow and hand crossbow, I think.
Cloth warden. Look at the picture.
Okay.
It's basically Lyric with the glasses and the funny nose and the mustache.
Yeah, huh? Okay. And so then he'll take you back out to the front desk.
Okay.
I mean, unless there's anything else that you wanted, like sort of general supplies and stuff.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. And he kind of goes to the back and he'll ask for your sending stone and he'll take it and he'll like register it, but he writes it down in something and you notice that like the ink is there and then it's like kind of there's a flash and then it's gone. So there must be like somehow this is magically being registered with something.
Excellent. Okay.
And he hands it back. And he goes over to like a little series of shelves. There are like a bunch of little scrolls, not spell scrolls, just like little scrolls of paper, smaller scrolls. And he's kind of like in one little corner of it. He's digging around. He's like, where are those? And he pulls out like maybe 4 little pieces of paper. And he comes over to the desk and he kind of unties them. Like they've got little pieces of string kind of holding them closed, and he unwinds them and kind of looks through them, and he goes, here, this one's coming up pretty soon. Do you think you could get to Motara?
Okay. So I'm trying to look for your map so I can see where that's at.
Motara would be, it's like at the northern point, on the eastern side, like over near the mountains, but like near the ocean.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find your map thing so I can see it.
I don't know if I have it.
Oh, you don't have a copy of the map?
I'll pull you over there. Sorry, I've got you guys in Three River Ford, but yeah, maybe if we could have oh lordy, it went the wrong way. Come back up,
It's
up.
basically almost as north as you can go.
Yeah.
It's our hometown.
It's past your hometown, yes.
It's almost at the northern tip, at least not counting the mountains of the continent. It's up here.
Okay. Oh.
I'll see if I can find like a way of getting this map, like so we can stick it in lore, and then we can pin it too. But like I'm not gonna do it now. But like where you guys can have a map of the continent.
So they called it what again? Sorry about that. What name did you say?
Motara.
I mean, I'll do it. There you go, Mutara. I thought you were saying Patara, and that's why I was confused. Okay.
Oh, nope. Okay. It's this port town up in the top, like almost northern point.
When does it need to be accomplished? By what time frame?
And he'll kind of spin the piece of paper around. He's like, I can't let you take this with you. We don't want this to fall into the wrong hands, but you can see here. There's a certain person in Motara who, let's say, is an avid collector of things that she deems interesting. Sometimes we don't have to step in. Sometimes they're harmless, and sometimes she accidentally acquires things that maybe shouldn't be. She's kind of an idiot, is my understanding. A very wealthy idiot.
I know those people too.
And she collects things that interest her and then like forgets about them. That's my understanding. But basically she has acquired an item. I think it was from maybe an archaeological dig or something like that. It's old. She just thought it looked cool. We think it's something that is really powerful. And we would like for you to. She's having in 3 weeks' time. She is having a party. It has nothing to do with this item. She has parties. She's a socialite. I don't think she even works. I honestly think that she's living off of Daddy's money. but
People are the worst.
we would like for you to infiltrate this party, and find and extract this item. We could get you probably an invite to the party. Do you know anyone who is from maybe a wealthier, well-to-do family? Like, any of your friends have any kind of connections? It always helps if there's some sort of a grain of truth.
Yes. Yes, I do. So if I could get one more ticket, that would be helpful.
Well, and then you can have a +1. I believe that we can convince her to. I'm not the one who arranges that sort of thing, but they can. You can bring guests. That's fine. But basically, so who of your friends? Who am I trying to get invited?
I mean, I do know some of the Emberlight family, and I think that might help. Callum.
Calic, damn it. Yeah. Sure. Who is it? That would work. They're a very well-known family.
True. Well, I believe that they actually have a son, Lyric Elisar, and I think that would be a good +1.
No. What I'm saying is, like, he can bring a +1. Is he's the only one you know that's from the Emberlights, then? Any of your other, I don't know, does anyone, like a famous scholar or, I don't know, any kind of influence that you might be able to use where we could get you invited? I can, you know what, that's it. I'll get Lyric Emberlight.
Hold on, DM. I don't know. I mean, like, do I say who I am, or I don't know what to do?
It's your choice. I don't know. Do you?
All right. So I'll just say, you could do it for Indie Emberlight. That would probably work.
You're an Emberlight.
Yes.
So you and your brother.
Yes.
And how many guests will you two? That we can work with. 2 of you. How many guests do you think you'll be taking?
If I could take 3 more guests, that would be great.
I think he kind of looks at. You're wearing okay clothing. I feel like you're wearing. Tell me if I'm wrong. My impression of Indy is that the clothing that she is wearing is good clothing that is well made and practical. Like, it's one of those things where it doesn't look fancy.
Right.
But it's going to last forever. That kind of, like, that's how he's like
LL Bean. Indy wears LL Bean clothing.
Yes.
Yes. So it's not like
lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Sure. So you're going to need to dress nice for this party. Okay. And he kind of glances back at, like, the porcupine bristles of weapons that you now have. And he says, and you're probably not going to be able to take any weapons in, or at least not any obvious weapons. You could probably.
There are plenty of ways to hide daggers under dresses.
That's fine. Yeah, if your friends want to hide daggers under their dresses as well, that's fine. Just know, like, he kind of points at the sickle, and he points at your quarterstaff, and he points at your crossbow.
Right. Yes. I unfortunately know how to dress appropriately.
All right. So, out of the 2 of you, you or your brother, who do you think would be bringing 2 guests? You or him?
Me.
You. Oh, that's fine. So I will have this. I'm going to send this in. You here. We do have contacts. There is a Cobalt Soul in Motara. It is actually at the. You have to be a little careful getting in. I would go. Don't go with anything flashy. You can go maybe with just you. And if you go to actually the town guard, but you want to go there, there's one person, at the town guards that, and you can always, I suppose, you could tell anybody else that you were looking for information. I don't know, don't they have arrest records? You could pretend to be some sort, I don't know. But the woman you're looking for, specifically in the guards, would be Arwen Arenthal. She is the only person in the town. I'm sorry, it's so difficult. She's the only person in the town guards that is aware that there's a cobalt soul located there. My understanding is that it is best to go at night. I believe she works the evening shift most nights. Obviously, she takes time off, but she should be there.
Okay, and I'm going to her for, just remind me, because it cut out for a quick second, for the tickets? Or
Yes, she'll have all of the information that you need to find the home of this socialite, and she'll have anything you need to get in and any other pertinent information that they come up with. All I have is just the basic description of the job. So she'll fill you in on the rest of the details.
And her location again was?
Motara, and she works as a member of the town guard.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Alright, do you have any information on what she has that needs to be taken? Is it big? Is it small? Can we touch it? Anything like that?
Well, here's the thing. She's rich, and she is a fool, but she's not an idiot. I mean, these things are, to some extent, valuable to her. My understanding is that she has a tendency to become fascinated with one thing and then completely obsess over it, and then completely forget about it and obsess over the next thing. But it's probably going to be well guarded. I assume that it's small. It is called I think it's called the Clockwork Heart. And I actually going to throw that. I have a picture of it. Look on the map. I actually have to, I'm going to throw it there, but I'll make it bigger.
Okay.
Let me zoom in, make it bigger.
Okay.
That's huge.
Oh,
Gosh.
I'm looking at the whole map.
He was just being sarcastic.
Okay.
I mean,
That's cool.
I mean, each square is what, a couple miles? That's huge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Negative inspiration. So that's what it looks like. You should be able to, if you zoom out enough, you should be able to see. It basically, it is a small pocket watch with sort of an open glass face. I mean, that's closed, but if you opened it up, you'd be able to see gear. And he has a sketch of this. It's not a picture. But it's just a lot of gears, and I mean, it's open face, so you can see all the gears moving around inside. And he said there's some arcane aspect to it, if it is what we think it is. Other than that, I really don't know. I mean, you'd have to talk to Arwen, because she would have more of the information than I do. Once again, don't go in there with a crowd of people to visit her.
Okay.
Maybe you could pretend to be some sort of, I don't know, mercenary. That would be a good way to go in. That might be the safest thing. Somebody who belongs in the records of a town guard looking for information. That would be my suggestion.
Now, is she part of the Cobalt Soul?
She is.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I went in as a mercenary but then told her I was the Cobalt Soul, that would work out well.
That's good, but you need to make sure it's her and nobody else is around, because that is a delicate situation up in Motara.
Yeah,
we have a huge reserve up there. I mean, we have a lot of stuff stored here. There are other places that are similarly large. That's more of a... there's a lot of stuff that comes through Motara because of where it's located, obviously. Also, to a certain extent, Kalak Dimit, but not maybe as much. That's just way easier to get to because it's on the outer coast, so a lot of unnecessary items find their way through that port.
Right.
is how I understand it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good then. And then when I'm done, I will find another location like this and I'll turn the artifact over.
You could turn it into Arwen. That's fine. Like, she has resources to get it to who it needs to go to. Again, always be careful approaching that one though, because you want to make sure that the wrong people aren't there in addition to her.
Right. I'll have to make sure she's alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for all of your help.
Welcome to the Cobalt Soul.
Thank you. And then I say what you said, that peaceful thing that you said. I don't remember it.
I'll type that in the lore. Yeah.
Why are you laughing at me? Did I say something wrong?
No, the way you said it was silly.
Oh, okay.
Let me, yeah. Lore, Cobalt Soul. Let's see. Do I know what I said? I'll type it in there later when I watch this video back. How about that?
No, you're good. You're good.
So
I'm starting to
I will.
notes, but I didn't write that down. Sorry.
Yeah. Please do. I mean, not you specifically, but like take notes about stuff that you guys think is going to be important later. That being said, hang on. Let me. What was I going to do? I'm posting this in here only because. So that's going to be like 3 weeks from now. So I'm posting the time tracker. It will kind of coincide with the same week, but maybe not the same night as All Night. You'd have to figure that out by talking to Arwen. But if you look on the time tracker here, you guys should all be. Let me know if you can't see it. I think I set the sharing permissions so that anybody can look at it. Let me see. Anyone on the internet can view. Yeah. So there's a pink dot in the 12th month that marks the upcoming holiday, but that same week would also be when this party is happening.
Okay.
And y'all are gonna have to dress up.
Sounds good. I'll have to get my brother's help.
You guys are gonna have to wrestle Ildor into dress clothes.
We'll offer him like some obscene amount of like arcane magic. We'll get there.
Ildor looks really sad the entire night.
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't want to have to pick out clothes for themselves, I'd be happy to go shopping for people as well.
How are you gonna get Coraline in fancy things and get sticks out of her hair?
That's going to be a conversation that you have to have.
I mean, if you're not sure, just leave it to me. I have ideas.
Oh my god. Well, we'll see when it's brought up to her.
Good luck. All right. So at this point, I mean, it's afternoon. If there's anything else you guys want to do, we can kind of go through that. We can fast forward to the next morning. You have something else you want to do? Okay.
Sure.
That's right. You're going to go talk to Locke.
Sure.
All right. So Indy comes out. You see her. Indy, you kind of look around for your brother inside, and you don't see him. And you wander outside, and he's there.
Okay. So I kind of just like point to like behind me where I have the other weapons, and I'm like, it went really well.
It looks like it. I guess you found what you're looking for.
Yeah, and he's carrying the books, correct? Like I see that he's carrying the books.
He put them in his bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I have one under my arm.
Okay, so I look at the book, and then did everything go okay on your end?
I believe so. Yeah, I think I might actually have gotten a couple of things for our friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we should head back then.
Yeah, let's go find them. I think they're just back at the tavern.
No problem.
All right.
Away!
I'd say at that point, I mean, Locke and Coraline, you'd be done fishing by that point. Anything else you wanted to have done prior to coming back to meet with your friends?
Yes, if it's only around noon at that point, here's what Locke's trying to do with his general time off. He's studying with Ildor, studying with Coraline, studying with, what's that guy's name? Bryn.
Bryn.
And he's also going to be working on his spells and figuring out how he's going to start casting again. Those are the things he's doing with his time off while he's waiting for everyone's stuff to be ready.
Sure. Why don't
However,
it's
you
up
think
to
that
you.
should be split up, but
Yeah, I would say that you guys would have gotten up pretty early. You and Corlin are early risers. Basically, everyone but Lyric is an early riser, is my understanding. Does that seem fair, guys? Am I wrong about that?
no, that seems right.
Oh yeah, no. Corlin would have woke up super early.
Yeah. Okay. So, Indy would have been sitting down waiting for Lyric for a bit, but everybody else has been up and around. So we'll say late morning, late morning as in maybe 8-ish, 9-ish. You and Corlin are done with fishing. What order do you want to do stuff?
I think after fishing, he'll go spend a couple hours with Bryn.
Okay.
And
do you want to
then-
make a potion?
And then what?
You want to make a potion?
I was going there for more practice, but yes, I could theoretically make a potion. Hold on. Let me see what...
I think yes is the only appropriate answer.
Yes.
Baby's first potion. All right. Do you want to make one of the ones in the book, or do you want to make something that coincides with a spell, like a first level spell?
Yeah, I'll do one that goes with a spell, and I'll do a spell that I know.
Okay.
Or that I'm trying to learn anyway, because it'll be maybe the first steps of me learning it.
Sure.
Let me look.
How did I send you?
You did send me one. A thing.
In the general chat. Where did I send that? In the general chat? It's not in the. I thought I just sent it to you.
I
I must have sent it in the general chat. Need that one. Further back. All right. Tell me what spell you want to do. This is fine. I'll figure it out.
I'm thinking. Where? I wasn't as prepared as I hoped I would be.
We can come back to you. You want me to does Corlin? Do you want to do anything?
Do, a thing of shield if I can.
Okay. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to get that open. I believe that I have that in the lock folder. I either Locke or Ildor. Those are the two people that I have. Ildor, you are also capable of. I don't know if you have proficiency in alchemy kit or herbalism kit. For sure, alchemy would be right up his alley. And even if you are not, this is the right one. It is. Look at me go. Even if you're not proficient in it, you could gain proficiency over time. So if that's something where Locke was like, hey, you want a potion? And if you would like to also try and make a potion, that would be fine.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm not there right now, but I will in the future.
Okay. We could.
Unless you want to.
We could say that he swung by and got you. Is that something you want to do it now?
Awesome. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to let a little thing like metagaming stop you from participating in this.
Well, we could just say that Locke had, because Locke did mention to everyone that he meant a alchemist the previous night. So maybe we'll just say Ildor said, "Ooh, can I come?"
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think it's stretch this is not bad metagaming. This is reasonable metagaming in my book. So this is basically when you're doing this, you don't get to add your proficiency. You could hang on +4. You could do Arcana though, which you are proficient in.
Okay.
We'll say, but I'm going to say that maybe you get half proficiency, so +5 instead of +6 when you're rolling for stuff. Just because you're not you're good at Arcana, but you're not good at potion making yet. So until you gain proficient, and you don't. You can do this as often as you want. If you want to practice this on your own, go get an alchemy kit and just practice that. That's fine. And then eventually, assuming enough successes, you will gain proficiency in it. You guys both head on over to Bryn. Locke, you see, or not Locke, Ildor, you see the house. It looks like next episode of Hoarders is what it looks like. I mean, there's just junk everywhere. There's like stacks of things. It looks like maybe some of it's organized, but a lot of it's just like tossed out there. And the door is closed, but you can tell there's somebody kind of banging around inside. You hear like maybe we'll say one loud like pop, and then you see like some smoke drift out an open window. So like he's in there, it seems.
I knock on the door.
All right. You hear like very quick footsteps. The door comes flying open. He goes, "What? How can I help you?"
It's me.
Hi, my name's what?
We know. I was here yesterday. You were showing me how to make potions and stuff. I was hoping.
Oh, you want to make potions? Come in. I'm Bryn. It's nice to meet you. And
yes,
he's like,
nice to meet you. This is my friend Ildor.
"Oh, hi. I'm Bryn. It's nice to meet you. Do I know you from somewhere?"
Me? Yes, yesterday.
No,
Out for a couple hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's sure. Okay. So he comes, he brings you guys into his workstation and, what kind of, what potion did you guys want to make? And he'll talk through it with you. You said shield, which is a level 1 spell, correct?
Correct.
So we are going to say that it is, because it's a level 1 spell, basically I think that the DC for crafting it would normally it's going to be like an 11, but since you guys are brand new at this, we're going to raise it to 13. But it's still like it's not a difficult thing to do. Ildor, what did you want to do?
So I want to ask him. I want to say. So what all different types of potions can you help us create? And I'm gonna kind of look around, like left and look right, to make sure no one else is listening, be sort of silly about it, and say, and do you know how to make poisons?
Oh, I mean, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You want to make poison? Yeah, that's over here. And he grabs your arm and he like drags you over to a different corner of the room. I like to keep it separate because I don't want to eat it by accident.
So we had those powders. I don't know if we need to use those or other things, but I'd like to come up with some kind of poison of paralysis.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at you go. Let me find my notes. He's not suspicious at all.
No,
I mean,
looking left and looking right, just to
yeah, Bryn seems like a very straightforward kind of guy. So he doesn't look left or right. He just boldly forward. So he goes, do you show him the powder?
Well, I call Locke over here. Locke, let me see that bag of holding. And I think about that powder and I pull it out. I don't remember. What did we have it wrapped in cloth or something?
Yeah, basically like shirts tied up so that it won't spill.
Oh, jeez.
And so I kind of carefully take it out and I say, yes, look at this.
He goes, well, first of all, that is a horrid thing to be carrying that in. Here, I have a spare kit around here somewhere. And he's like digging through. He shoves a poisoner's kit into your arms. He's like, that's got some vials in it. You can add that to your inventory. Like this, I don't know. This man's at some point he'll start charging you money when he remembers to. But
he doesn't remember I was here yesterday, so
he makes money somehow. Like he's not homeless.
Right.
I feel like Locke making healing potions and Ildor making poison just feels right.
Yeah.
Totally on brand.
Yin and yang. You guys are creating balance in the world.
There are 2 types of casters in this world.
And me and Ildor are those 2 types.
Yep.
So you want the paralysis one?
Yes.
That would be the green colored powder.
Absolutely, I remembered that.
Sure. So he takes a look at it and he goes, "Oh, what does this do?" and he like licks his pinky and then like dips it into the green stuff, and then let's see how well this guy does. It might take you longer here. Oh no. Well, it's not. He only had a little. So, basically,
we're gonna take over the shop.
Like half his face gets paralyzed.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, it does this. Okay. Well, I can work with this paralysis. Like one half of his face is just sagging, and so he's gonna like. I'm not gonna list the whole time.
I just tap Elder on the thing and I go, see, it's a good idea to try these things. Even this guy does it.
Your father.
He goes, okay, give me 1 second. And he and he pulls over. He's got like this interesting device that probably I would say that maybe Ildor has seen. No. You seem more like practical magic. This is like uber nerd. This guy has out nerded you, Ildor. Gauntlets thrown. It's a magnifying glass. I mean, you guys would know what it is, but like it's not something that's super common. And especially if you're not a potion maker yourself. And he kind of like he takes a little bit more of it and he sticks it on like a little piece of glass and slides it underneath. And it's it's not a great magnifying glass, but they've existed for quite some time. So he peeks at it and he kind of pokes at it with like he has a little like metal stick that he pokes at it with and kind of moves it around. He goes, oh, this is easy. I think all you have to do with this, like, do you want me to, I mean, you can do it if you want to, but I think this is just what do you want to say? What's the fucking word? Oh, man. I forgot I had a lisp. It's a reduction. That's what it is. So you just need to add water to the powder, and it works just fine.
All right. Okay, now.
That's not.
She listened in to our game on Friday, and I forgot the word reduction. All right.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, basically any of the powders that you guys have, all you have to do is he'll tell you the right amount of water, but he's like, here, you can come over here and I've got like a little, a pump over here and you can just take some water out of the pump and it should work really super.
Awesome. So with that powder, how much sort of poison can I make?
You guys took everything, right? You took everything?
Well, we took as much as we can carry in these little pouches.
No, we took the entire, all of the powder, basically, because I had, like, hundreds of shirts.
So...
We took it all.
You took it all. So I would say that you have... roll for each color. You're gonna roll, like, a d6 plus 1, and you'll see how much you have for each one.
You roll 3, I'll roll 3.
There you go.
All right. Oh, 6.
So 6 for the paralysis one.
Yep.
Oh boy.
6.
I'm gonna just go in order. 6 for the orange one.
Oh, not bad.
And 5 of the pink one.
All right.
So.
And
then, so basically, you can make. Oh yeah, go ahead and do yours. Okay, 6 for the blue, 6 for the red. Wait, what was it? Never mind. I'm not looking at the right. 6 for the blue for sure. You're going real fast, and I wasn't looking at the right thing.
6, 3, 4.
Okay, so it'd be. 6, 3, 4. Okay. 6, 3. So 6 of the blue, 3 of the red, and 4 of the black.
Yep.
So basically, I mean, he has vials everywhere. He's not asking for money. If you want to leave him some because you feel bad for him, you can do that. It's up to you. But,
I'll throw
green
a couple of
one...
down.
Okay, he won't notice it.
Yeah, he'll find it eventually. He'll be like, shit, I need more money. Where is it? And then he'll find it.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably... So basically, you're going to end up with... please write this down, because, I mean, I can write it down, I guess, but I won't remember how many of each you have. So the green one, you're going to end up with 6 paralysis. Those would be
6 of the orange, 5 of the pink. 6
yeah,
of the
and
blue, 3 red.
Sure, but there are saving throws. The paralysis one is a DC 15 con save.
Yep, you had told us that.
Oh, so you know all of the... Okay, great. And then the orange one would remove exhaustion and grant the benefits of a short rest. So that's a good way to, like, recharge Indy.
Yep. 5, the pink was inert, no discovered use.
So maybe you have enough to make 5, but maybe save that. Maybe that could be something cool to add to something later. Like you'll have to work through that.
Right.
The
blue was poisoned. That's all I have.
Yep, and it's poison. It's going to be another like DC 15 con save for poison, and it's basically like if they let's see, how's this? Let me make sure I'm not making that up. Potion of poison. You're making a potion of poison. You can look it up. Potion of poison. 5E. 3d6 poison damage. DC 13 con save.
13.
If you fail the con save, you are poisoned and take the full damage. If you succeed on the save, you're not poisoned. And you look up a potion of poison. That's what you've made.
Yeah, I made a note of that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. The red one is a potion of fire resistance. That is also a thing that isn't made up. And the black is
basically +2 AC, no concentration.
Yeah, it's bark skin. I mean, it works as bark skin, no concentration. Absolutely.
Yep.
And it lasts for whatever the maximum length of time that bark skin does.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what you guys have. Yeah, hold on to the lavender stuff. You might be that's something where as you get further along in spell making, you guys tell me what you want to do, or not the lavender, the pink.
Right.
You tell me what you want to do with it. Because it looks like it has he'll tell you it looks like it has magic potential, but let me see if you can figure anything out about it. Yeah, not so much. He says he's sure that it could be used in something. He seems very confident that it could be used in something, but nothing specific comes up.
Right.
So that doesn't take very long because it's literally just basically shaking powder around, mixing a protein drink.
Right.
So what else would you want to do a shield potion of shielding?
Yep.
Ildor, what else would you like to do? Anything else?
I know how to do it, but I'd like to learn how to make poisons from scratch. So if I didn't have this powder. Okay,
well, you do have a poison kit, whatever that's called.
Right.
Add that to your inventory. Yeah, so he'll work on that with you, and he'll work on the potion with Locke. Ildor, I'm going to have you roll... I'm going to say intelligence check, because it's not magic, really. It's poison. So this is just going to be an intelligence check, and I'm going to let you roll with advantage, because this guy is helping you, and he knows what he's doing.
Alright. Oh, not so good. +4 is 8.
You had advantage.
Advantage. Yeah.
Let me do this the right way then this time.
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, so you make some progress. I mean, basically, this is not something you're going to pick up in one day, no matter how brainy you are. So, I would just say, make note that you rolled a DC 14 intelligence check. Keep track of that, and that'll make the next time you do it, things will get a little bit easier. You have one more day that you guys are at least spending one more night. You could probably go visit him in the morning and roll again. All right, and then going on to the potion. All right, so this you do get to add your. Oh no, has nothing to do with you. Sorry, I just realized I impulse bought something very. I wanted it.
Well, now you gotta share. What did you get?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to spend any money this week. And then I was talking to friends, and I was like, hey, I really want to Switch. And they're like, get one, friend me. And I was like, okay. So,
hey, we peer pressured a friend into buying a Switch too. Like
yeah,
this past week.
Nice. Yeah, I have real poor impulse control. It's fine. I just opened the window with the Amazon saying, hey, thanks for your order. I'm like, oh, man. Don't remind me. What order? Okay, I got a package. Okay, so we're using, let me open the right thing. We're using this thing. Yeah, so it's going to be a DC 13, even though like once you get used to this, it'll be a DC 11, just like it says.
Right.
For a first level spell. Unless it's something like weird, but like not shielding is fine.
Right.
So DC 13, you can roll with advantage, and it's going to be I'm gonna say sleight of hand, because this isn't, you're not picking something up. This is going to be sleight of hand, but you can add your proficiency and your intelligence. Oh, that doesn't make sense. No, sleight of hand, but add your proficiency. There we go. That's what I want to say.
Sleight of hand, but add proficiency. So that's a 5.
With advantage, too.
Yep. So that is a 24.
Okay. Yeah, you get it. It's gonna be something similar to like the potion of fire breathing, where you will have like 3 goes of it within a certain length of time. Let me look up the potion.
3 goes?
Yeah, so you can cast shield it like 3 times. And you can, I don't know if that's normal for potion of shielding, but that's what you did.
Awesome.
Potion of fire. I'm just looking to see how long potion of fire breath lasts, because this will last. There'll be a limited amount of time in which to use it. So let me just see if this will help me. If it is, then I'll just make something up. Okay, so it lasts for an hour. And so within that hour, you can cast shield 3 times.
Awesome. Oh, so the potion only lasts an hour? Or no, once you drink it, you can cast it 3 times in that hour.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically the way that I do, like, you could pre-do the potion. Or like you could take it in the middle of a fight. If you are taking a potion that you yourself have, that takes a bonus action. If you are giving a potion to somebody else, that's going to take an action. So same thing with healing potions. Basically, if you're healing yourself with a healing potion and it's in your inventory, you can just chug it. If you are feeding it to somebody else, that's going to be an action.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to do it now too, but I'd have a bunch of questions about how like poison would work and how to apply it to a weapon and how long it lasts and how many hits and all that stuff. And it looks like such things aren't clearly built out in the Dungeon Master side, etc. Like there's not a lot of clarity on that. And
he would tell you, well, so it depends. So they will say this is what you get from it, like how long it lasts. It depends on how you apply it. If you want to apply it to a weapon, there's a way of doing that magically that you can. It's an oil, but like the way that you apply the oil is done with some sort of magical magic, and that'll just last. I mean, you use it and it lasts. If you want to actually like drink the poison, which I don't know your life, but if you want to drink the poison, then it's fine. Like you have it; it's right there. So you could take that and like sort of boil it down a little bit again. I didn't realize you wanted to put it on weapons, but and then like mix that with an oil. But then like because it's liquid, you have to like that's where the magic comes in. And then you apply that to the tip of the weapon that's going to be poking things that you want to poison, and then you're good to go.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so basically, like, it can be drunk, and in that case, you have what you need. You're gonna have to do a little bit more work on it if you want to apply it to a weapon, but it's something where you think you could probably figure it out, maybe with Locke's help, even if you're not around. I mean, like, what could go wrong? Even if you're not near Bryn, you couldn't get to him. If you're with Bryn, he could just straight up like help you. But like you'll gain some kind of advantage for working together with Locke as well. And it would just have to be a different way, because like if you just put it on as like regular poison, it wouldn't stay. It would like evaporate, and so you have to basically like change the emulsion so that it's something that's going to stay on a weapon.
Cool, totally get it. It'll give us something to work towards.
Okay. I mean, we'll say at this point, like, that's your guys' morning. You're welcome to stay and do more if you want to, but we'll say it's going to be, this would be about the time when Lyric and Indy are getting back from the university.
No, he was only going to spend a couple hours there, and then he was going to go back to his room to start, like, spell crafting so that he can cast his spells.
Okay, and you'd get that there a little bit ahead of them, and Ildor, if there's anything else you wanted to do, that's fine. You could stay with Bryn if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll stay with Bryn and get whatever like additional understanding or skills I can about how to turn things into make poisons that can coat weapons or arrows or crossbow bolts or what have you.
And I think that Ildor would very strongly appreciate this man, because there's not even a hint of concern when you start like expressing huge amounts of interest in poisoning people and making things poisonous. Yeah, I'll let you roll. How late are you going to stay there? Are you going to stay there till dinner time? What are you going to
do? Sure. I'm excited about this. So let's
okay.
roll as many times as we can.
Okay, well, 3 more times, all with advantage. So, same roll though. So we'll see how much we learn here.
Alright, so with advantage, first roll, best one was
23.
23.
Write that 23 down. Keep track of whatever your rolls are.
Alright, hold on. So let me, I'm doing it in the notes on D&D Beyond, so I don't...
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so I click over 23. All right.
Yep.
Alright, and then let's go again here. Ooh.
Okay.
So 13 is the best roll there.
Yeah, write to 13 down.
Okay. Right. 21. 21 is the best.
Okay. So we'll say this. Anytime you craft any kind of poison thing, you, at this point, I'll come up with a percentage. I gotta think about what that's going to be, but you'll roll a percentile dice, and if it's within a certain percentage, you're fine, and if it isn't, then it doesn't work the way that you need for it to. So I'll figure that out later, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. But like you said,
I found something cool that was on D&D Beyond, which was just a guy's homebrew system for it, and you can take it for what it is.
Yeah, you can send that to me. I'll look at it. No use reinventing the wheel. Okay, so yeah, Locke. I would say Locke, you get back a little bit, since you go back right after having done that stuff, that you would get there maybe a little bit before them, and you'd be up in the room practicing. And I think it goes well. I mean, what are you going to try? What exactly are you going to do specifically?
Basically, because I'm having to, because of my switch, I've got new spells that I'm casting, but I figure I've got to learn them. So basically, the way he's going about it, the way it's in my head at least, is a lot of his spells are, he's trying to copy someone else's spell, but will do something wrong or different, and it'll cause the spell to be the spells that are in his spell list.
Sure. Here's what I'll tell you. Any of the spells you could cast before, even if you hadn't prepared them, like anything that you would have known from being a cleric, you're going to have no trouble casting. Because it'll feel weirdly different to you casting them, but it'll just happen anyways. You're like, okay, well, it feels weird now, but that did exactly what I thought it would, so we're good.
Just happened.
Did you hear me?
I did. I think. Sorry, I got really distracted because all of a sudden my spell list is different inside this.
I changed the ones that are colored. Did I not tell you that? Oops. The ones that are colored are the ones that are affected by your adept dice.
No, I mean, like, none of the spells are the spells that were in there.
I didn't do that. Give me 1 second here. I don't know. I didn't change any of the spells. All I did was go spell sheet.
Because those are not the spells that I put in my list.
You didn't do light, shocking grasp, spare the dying.
The list that I'm seeing right now, I see light, shillelagh, and shocking grasp.
You're on the main list. You want spell sheet. You don't want the master spell list.
That's what I'm on.
I moved the tabs around because I figure you're mostly going to be using the front, which is like your
No, I know. I'm in spell sheet. That's the problem. That's what's freaking me out.
Oh, that's not what I'm seeing at all. Refresh. See if that works.
Yeah, I'll have to fix it, but
I'm sorry. What I'm looking at is light, shocking grasp, spare the dying.
Yep. And then
Cure
I should
wounds.
have ice knife, mage armor, shield,
And cure wounds.
and cure wounds. And then,
Alter self, enlarge, reduce, and snowball swarm.
Yep.
That's really hard to say.
Yep.
Yeah, all I did was I changed the color of the font on the ones on Snillock and Ice Knife and Shocking Grasp, which are the three that so far would be affected by.
Yeah. No. I know you didn't at the very least intentionally do it, so
I'm looking at the things that you're saying that you have, though. I don't know why it's not showing. Is that better?
Yeah.
I had it really close to my face and I had the gain really high, but I guess, I don't know. I was trying to make it louder because I thought that they couldn't hear me. I will not do that.
yeah,
All good.
I don't know why it's different. I'll fix it later, but yeah, I think I heard what you were saying, and yes, I'm basically like, oh, Ildor casts a bunch of fire. Let me see if I can figure that out, and then does ice stuff instead.
Yeah, that's sure. That would be what would happen. So basically, we'll say, that's so funny. I don't know why you're not. I don't even see Shillelagh on your thing at all. Whatever. I'm sorry that's happened.
No, it's not your fault.
So yeah, you would be able to cast. We'll say you can cast. Clerics can cast light, can they?
I'm pretty sure they can. Yeah, I think they can.
So you would be able to. At this point, you would understand that you can do light, spare the dying. That's another cleric thing. Cure wounds. We'll say for sure ice knife.
Okay.
And snowball swarm. You can figure the other stuff. I mean, like we'll say, like every time you try, you're like, and fire. You got like smacked in the face with a snowball, and then you're like, okay, never mind, fire.
All right. So I know. I currently know light, spare the dying, ice knife, cure wounds, and the snowball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and probably go ahead and roll
And maybe shield.
intelligence check because you did do enlarge reduce on accident.
Yeah.
So let's see if you can recreate that.
All right. You said intelligence?
Yeah.
21.
Yeah. So you kind of figured that out that happened on purpose. Like now it's happening on purpose.
Right. Cool.
If you made that shield thing, I think you would also be able to cast that as well. So the only ones that you don't know, But yet,
Shocking
you don't.
Grasp, Mage Armor, and Altar.
Yeah. Yes, those would be the 3 you haven't figured out yet.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
I will keep working.
We'll say your room is a hot mess
Oh, yeah.
when you're done. There's just slush and ice and snow.
Yeah. And then I have to start cleaning.
So you're cleaning the room. Indian Lyric, you come back.
Can I pick some flowers on the way back?
I saw that. Yes, absolutely, you may.
Thank you.
There would be some on the campus, even like there'd be some that are like grown purposefully, but there'd also just be like random wildflowers. I would say, I mean,
Pick some wildflowers.
yeah, you could do the other one. People would probably like look at you a little annoyed if it's their job to plant the flowers, but yes.
Can I Okay. I'd like to find is Coraline at the tavern?
Coraline, did you do anything after you went fishing?
No, Coraline just hung out in nature for the rest of the night.
Okay, so would you be back around lunchtime probably to get some food? You think?
No, she probably honestly wouldn't come back until nighttime.
Until like dinner or even bedtime?
Dinner. Like
Okay.
once it starts getting like darker out, she would probably head back.
Okay, so we'll fast forward unless anyone had anything they wanted to do prior to that.
Yeah, so I'll just leave the flowers on Coraline's bed. And then I'll go to Eildor's bed and I'll leave the books on his bed. And then
Okay.
I'll go find Locke.
Who is in his room going, fire!
I picture like I open up the door as he goes fire and I get pelted in the face with
Well,
a snowball.
yeah, roll a dex save.
Okay.
I'm in that Spider-Man scene, like the very first Spider-Man movie, where he's like trying to shoot his web and he's doing all the hand movements.
Yeah. Yeah. Dex save. Natural 20.
Alright, so, like at this point,
This was going to start another fight between the two of them. That's too.
Well, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
so, I mean, Locke, you've like cleaned up. Basically, Lyric, you walk in and there's like a pile of like wet, I'm assuming bed sheets, because I don't think you have that much clothing. Like, you just used the bed sheets to mop up your mess from previously, and you're like, I can do it this time. And it was snowballs. But Lyric, it's almost like he knew it was coming. Like, he opened the door and then almost like stepped back as though he were opening the door for another person. And the accidental snowball that you cast goes flying onto the hallway and just totally misses him.
My bad. Shit. That was supposed to be fire, too. So luckily, it missed you.
Well, looks like you've been hard at work.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I feel frustrated because I'm trying to figure out how Eildor's throwing all that fucking fire, and all I get is ice, and it's annoying. But I'm having fun, so there's that. How was your day?
Well, you know, if all you're getting is ice, why not just work with that?
I'm thinking I might just. It'd be nice if I could figure this out, but for now, yeah. I'm probably gonna stick with ice, just because that's what I can do.
If that's what you're making, then
Yeah.
you know. Hey, I have something that I think might interest you.
Oh yeah,
And
what's
I will
that?
pull out one of the vials of shatter. And I will
Vials
say-
of shatter.
Yeah, the drugs that I got.
Oh.
And I will say, I know that you've been messing around with like experimenting and that kind of thing. I need to let you know, this is drugs. Do not smoke this or put it in tea. I mean, unless you want to. If you want to, then by all means. But I thought that you might be able to use it for something. Experiment with it and perhaps turn it into something. I don't know. I just want to help you out.
He takes
Is
it, he
Eildor back
opens
yet?
it, and he smells it, corks it back up, and goes, I've got some ideas. And then slowly puts it away.
Great.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Of course. I just kind of wanted to repay you for the other day when I almost killed you.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go check on Caspian, and then like Caspian just kind of like comes up out of my backpack, and I'm like, "All right, bud, ready to eat?" And then I'll like just walk out the door as I say that.
Okay, it is dinner time. We can fast forward. You guys will need to pay for another night to stay here.
All right, that was 2 silver.
I think it was a total of 5 silver for all of you, I believe.
Okay.
No, that's not right. That's stupid. If it's 2, yeah, you're right. It's 2 silver.
Okay. I will give him another 3 because I saw this bed sheet.
Sure. And you guys all get a meal included. And it is the next morning. I think that everything would be ready. You guys could go pick up your stuff at Cell and Counter Cell.
I'll find Ildor and I'll say, "Hey, Ildor, did you find those books I left on your bed?"
And I'll say, I did. Thank you very much. So did I have a
Absolutely.
chance to check them out, or should I do so now?
You could have done that. You would have gotten back. I mean, around dinner time, so you could have done that into the night.
So what did our skulky bard friend find us?
We will say that. Give me 1 second here. You got 3 books, correct?
Yes.
I think that's what he stole. Yeah.
Okie doke.
I didn't steal them. I checked them out.
You borrowed them.
I borrowed them.
Yeah. That you got.
It's a library. You're the one who decides if they're stolen. If you bring it back.
They're only stolen if somebody finds out they're gone.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna say what is happening? Here we go. Roll a d8.
All right. Five.
Okay. 2, 3. Oh man. Okay. You can't argue with the dice, can you? We're going to say that Locke happened to wander into a section that had a lot of books on evocation. So you feel like...
Well done.
Good boy. That 2 of them are books that you think that if you read through as like evocation theory, it's some really like, graduate student level nonsense that but I mean like but those would help you come up with some evocation spells, and you could keep them up to a certain extent, like not necessarily all the way up to like level 9, but like you can continue to glean information from them in a way that would be helpful to like discovering spells in the future, and not just the ones that you get like 2 every level up, but like these will help you pick up, if you spend enough time with them, you can get other spells, but they would have to be from the evocation class of spell.
Okay, cool.
So that's what you figure out about those ones. And then the third one that he grabbed kind of as an afterthought on the way out, it's not like a magic thing per se. It's like a history book. It looks like it's part of an anthology. And it would just talk about kind of the history of the country of Euphrates, like the ruler. I mean, like you glanced at it, so you don't. But like it seems to mention like the rulers and maybe a little bit. There's some stuff on the ruling family. then like significant historical events, such as like acquiring territories or wars that happened. And like, and this looks like this is from like this time period to this time period, not like the whole of the country. It's basically like probably the same dude is still putting books out, unless he's not alive anymore. But like, it looks like it's basically like sort of an exhaustive history of the country, at least from this guy's research, and it's like volume whatever of however many. So so you have 2 evocation books, and one that's just like a history of this country that just
So those evocation books, in terms of how I'd use them at some point when maybe I was gaining a level or something, I could add an additional spell as long as it was from the evocation.
Yeah, you need to have the material.
Okay.
So you will need to have the like you'll need to go out and buy. Well, maybe not. This would be more in. Yeah, it would be, but it'd be the cheaper version. Like it'd be the 25 gold pieces instead of 50.
Okay.
And it would be. It doesn't even have to be at when you go up a level. Basically, like if you spend enough time with these books and roll well enough, eventually you're going to get a spell. I mean, you just have to check out the evocation spells and see which ones you can do at your level.
Okay. Cool. So I turn to Lyric and I say, hey, these will be very helpful in particular. This history book, not as much, but who knows? Maybe we'll learn something interesting.
Well, honestly, I had no idea what I was looking at. It all went over my head. But I just thought maybe I could find something that you might find useful. Another thing, and I'll kind of, I'm assuming we're at like breakfast right now. Is that what you said? Yeah.
No.
So I'll just kind of like under my breath be like, another thing. And I'm going to pull out a vial and slide it over to him. Say, I think you should take a look at this. It's some sort of drug, but I think we might be able to use it for something more.
All right, cool. Well, I'll kind of take it and look left and look right and kind of stick it in my robe so no one sees it, but I'll be a little cheesy about it. Kind of like I was with our friend the alchemist.
Very nonchalant, my friend.
Exactly.
Thor, leave it.
By the way, Cora, I left some flowers on your bed. What did you think?
I love them. They were so cute. I've got them in my hair right now, and they're braided in her throughout her hair.
They look lovely, darling.
Oh, thank you.
Take a hefty bite of a sausage.
Okay, so at this point, you guys could go pick up all your stuff from the store. And I don't know, is there anything else you want to do before you leave the area?
What? So we're leaving the area to come back to go back to Slaughter Pen, or
It's up to you. It's up to you. Like, I mean, you guys are welcome to hang around the area. You can look. I mean, like, you could look. There might be a job board. You could.
So
I mean,
I don't think we know about the party thing yet, right? It hasn't been.
No, she hasn't.
Okay.
I don't know. Andy, did you tell anybody
about your Cobalt Soul mission?
No, I have not yet. So are we all kind of gathered together, all of us?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, shoot, I just spilled a bunch of water. Okay. I don't know.
Good
I'm
husband.
just gonna kind of say that I met some people, some other monks, and we just went over a lot of different things. And I have a mission that I want to accomplish in a couple weeks from now. and maybe everybody can help me with it.
And I say, I am absolutely happy to help you, but I'm really excited about burning this church down. When do we get to do that?
What kind of mission?
Yeah, and where?
Oh, it's over in Motara, which we know is quite a bit of a distance from where we're at now. It's in 3 weeks. There is someone there that has an artifact that is arcane magic and needs to be taken away from them because they are not the appropriate person to hold that type of arcane magic, basically. So my job is to infiltrate it and kind of more like a stealth mission to a certain degree. And basically retrieve it.
Is this like a sneak in the middle of the night under the cover of shadow kind of thing? Or is it more so perhaps we need to talk our way through it?
Probably talk our way through it, and I think I secured us some invites, but we'd have to, when we get there, make sure we can get it from the right person, and I'm hoping maybe
invitations to what?
What?
Invitations to what?
It's to a party. I don't know a lot about it, but it's like basically like a house party. But
Whoa.
I am gonna turn and look at Ildor, and I'm just gonna go,
Yeah.
What kind of
heist? Party is this? I think not.
Well, think of it as a heist.
Did you say Multra?
Yeah, Multara.
Multara?
Is that where your mission is?
Yeah, well, at the very least, it's one of the places.
Oh, okay.
It's where I'm from.
Okay, well, maybe that sounds good. That sounds like it could work. We could all go. And Ildor, look at it as a heist where we may need a distraction that involves fire.
At maybe a temple.
And
All
maybe
right.
a temple.
As long as I can burn a temple down, I'll consider.
Wait,
Okay.
so hey, what kind of party is this? Because if you're talking about distractions, and I'll just kind of like signal to my lute and say, every party needs entertainment.
I think that it is one of those parties that involves very, very entitled people that we have seen before. I don't know a lot about it yet, but I'm thinking that it's a very elegant event.
Elegant? Oh dear, we're gonna need to get some clothes.
Most likely, yes.
Oh no.
What? You guys don't like dressing up?
Not particularly. I've had done it enough in life, but I figure you could probably help us with it.
I mean, I would be happy to buy some clothes for all of you.
Look, no party is worth going to if you ain't got some dirt on you.
Well,
I agree.
You could have
Thank you.
dirt on under your dress.
I'll say this. At this point, I feel like I know each of your styles rather well. I think I might be able to work it into something. If you'll just trust me.
Should leave it to you.
Leave it to me.
Oh boy.
I mean, unless you want to, I'm not going to deny your input by any means. Like, by all
So
means.
this is some hoity-toity get-together.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to say it. Yeah, it is. But it's our.
It's been so long since I've been to a good party. I'm so excited.
You think that's gonna be a good party?
I think if we have to go in there and perform a wonderful heist, I think it's going to be a fantastic party. I love mischief. Guys, this is going to be fun.
No way. Oh my goodness. Did anyone else know that?
Don't worry.
That's just me.
No
This
one.
is sarcasm.
Oh, okay. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I think that we can try to incorporate everyone's interest into it. It'll be
At this
it'll be
point,
interesting.
Ildor just has taken out his dagger and is slowly scraping things into the table, but trying to grit his teeth and not say anything.
I mean, if anything, there could be some fire and some intimidation, and maybe some lecturing on how people need to do natural resources better. I mean, we could just make it miserable for them.
I think, I mean, I think that this sounds like it's a good mission that is necessary. We cannot let this dangerous artifact stay in the hands of somebody incompetent to use it.
True.
So we're fighting for good, and get to go to a party, and we get to dress up, and we get to sneak around and cause mischief. This is going to be spectacular. Ildor, are you not excited?
Absolutely.
He says
Just
in a
dripping
painful voice.
Yeah, Lyric's just going to kind of like look at him and then at the knife and then him and just say, right, well, so as far as clothing goes, I would be happy to buy. I have the party fund. I would be happy to go get clothes for all of us.
Yeah, sure. I don't imagine we can bring any of our pets with us.
Well, there's
This
one
kind
good
of
thing about a party then.
Also, we have to figure out a way to try to hide some weapons, because we might need them, so hopefully not, but just keep that in mind, I suppose, when you're shopping.
Indeed, I will do so. Oh, this is gonna be fun!
I figured you'd
This
enjoy
does
it.
not sound like it's gonna be fun.
Oh boy.
Well, I think that you all should check your attitudes. That's what I think you should all do.
My attitude is just peachy, I'll tell you what. But, you know what's not gonna be peachy? Whole bunch of hoity-toity nose up in the air that if it rained they would drown. People just getting together to talk down on the dirty.
Yeah, but we get to go in and steal from them.
I mean, yeah, that is nice.
Fuck them,
Wait.
right?
Wait.
I mean...
Hashtag eat the rich.
Hashtag? What's a hashtag?
You know what? though? Here's the bottom line. She apparently collects a lot of interesting stuff. So, once we're taking the amulet, once we're taking the item, which I don't know exactly what, anyways, once we're taking the item, I'm trying to remember what the exact pocket watch, anyways.
It's a pocket watch.
Okay, thank you. When we're taking the item, which I believe is a pocket watch, there may be a bunch of other items there, and you never know what you can find. I mean,
Steal
if we
from
take
the rich.
multiple things, then we hide what we're actually taking, right? I'm trying to like appeal to them. I don't know if it's
That's actually, that is a very good point. You make a very compelling argument. Yes, I believe we'll have to steal more things.
Yes, I'm not like down with stealing a bunch of stuff, but I also don't want to be like, here, follow my tracks back home. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I would like
Because if we just steal one
blame
thing, they'll know
this
exactly what we were looking for.
on the
Okay.
Church of Saloon.
We could do that. We could possibly do that, and that would be really bad though to do. Like that would cause like a war or something.
I'm hoping that it'll cause issues for the church.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Whatever works.
for Saloon?
Yeah,
We
for her
could.
church.
Maybe you could put on a performance about, and so that, or like be one of those people who's very loud about wanting to follow the church, and then when these things happen, they connect the dots.
I'm actually working on a spell that might help me in a more concrete way implicate some of the higher ups there.
You know what I think you should do, Locke? I think you should write down 95 of your grievances, and then I think you should nail it to the door of the church.
Why exactly
Probably
95?
inside the vault where we steal stuff.
But no one will ever see it because
That's just a little Christian history joke there. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Fuck it.
I got it. I totally got it.
The 95 Theses or whatever it was called. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. And then also reminded me of Robin Hood when they did something like that in Robin Hood.
Protestant jokes.
Protestant joke, yeah. So, but yeah, you could even leave it in the vault or wherever the item is, you know? So yeah, definitely. And then maybe Ilder could spend the evening just lighting people's bottom of people's dresses on fire just to annoy them. I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll make it fun for everybody.
What about you, Cora? Do you have anything that you want to heist?
I mean, my only goal in life at the moment is to kill a certain somebody. So I mean, besides that, I've
So
got
we'll
nothing
heist
else.
the breath out of his lungs.
That is a way to say it. So yes.
I mean, maybe while you're at the party, you could try to see if anyone knows more information about him. This is going to be a lot of people with a lot of information.
I will certainly try.
So we're all going to do it, right? And she does like that little arm thing, like, let's do it.
Spectacular.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I guess we should maybe... well, it's 3 weeks away, so we have plenty of time to get together. How long do we think the journey takes to get there?
How long?
Give me 1 second here. It's way back at the beginning, Car. If you scroll almost to the very beginning, right below the picture that you showed me of Jean.
Okay.
That's where we started talking about it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. How long we said before.
All right, and then let me look and see how long that would take. This thing. I just have to compare because I know how long it takes to get from Three Rivers Ford to Slaughter Pen, and Megan has no sense of distance. So it's 60. This is a lottie. Oh, I can't read it because it's too far up. Three Rivers Ford, all the way up to... Okay, so that would be... So, like, we're going to say that's going to be 4 to 5 days travel, depending on your pace. Because it's not like a straight shot. Like, I did the distance I did, like, a straight shot, but, like, the road's going to wind around and... other things might happen.
Okay, so you said about
4 to 5 days, maybe 6 if something like horrifically goes wrong. But like everything going according to plan, 4 to 5 days, depending on how long you travel each day or how fast.
I let everyone know.
Yeah, definitely. So. Okay, all right. Sounds like a plan. So I guess we'll start heading up there when we have like maybe a week and a half left. So we have about a week and a half right now until we need to start preparing to go. Does anyone else have anything they need to do or want to do?
Yeah, I mean, if we still need to get back to Slaughter Pen and I guess finish up there.
Well, I was thinking I could always send more money over to Anastasia to take care of Jasper, right?
No, they can all come with me now. I got a method to safely transport them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll still need to send something to Jewel.
Yeah, and I do need to pick up the animals.
And we still
we'll
want
need to
her
go
to
back.
watch the house, though, and everything.
Of course, yeah.
And Lyric, are you going to do your outfit shopping here in town or back at Slaughter Pen?
Oh no, definitely not at Slaughter Pen. No, absolutely not.
Here
I
would be
think
better than...
here would be fine. But I do think that there are probably... I mean, I know of a much better place to shop. And then I look at Indy.
No.
It's on the way.
Oh. I guess if we are really careful and we stay out of certain areas, we could pull it off.
I showed you what I could do yesterday. And like I said, I can disguise you. I can disguise, I think, all of us, probably.
Okay. I mean, it's probably the smartest thing to do because they all have all the latest fashions, which we would need going to a party like that.
Absolutely. It's true. So we can just
Okay.
stop back in Calicdimit on the way back. Or well, not on the way back, on the way to
on the way there, we'll
Motara.
need to stop. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't need to worry about it right now. Or at least you don't. I'll just get to thinking. It'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I trust that you will pick out something that is tasteful and not so flashy that every single person remembers us to the T. Hint, hint.
Just leave it to me.
We want to not like show up and everyone go, "Oh, we're gonna remember them for the rest of our lives."
It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I don't know. You're pretty flashy, and I know you say you know us pretty well to pick out outfits and whatnot. But I do worry just slightly that your personality is going to bleed into that a bit. Your personality is not bad. I'm just saying. You kind of clash with some of our personalities. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot.
Here's the thing, okay?
Uh-huh.
I know that, for example, you like natural things, correct? Like, there's nothing wrong with arriving to a party with flowers in your hair.
That's
And perhaps, just to give you an example, Cora, just to, maybe some nice robes that have like a floral print on them. Weaved into them.
Pretty.
Nothing flashy, nothing super bright or out there, but just think like, some nice greens, maybe some soft blues mixed in there.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I
Trust
think
me.
it sounds like you have a good idea, so I think that you'll do good.
This is a great trust exercise.
Okay, so as I understand, the plan is to head back to Slaughter Pen, collect your stuff, and then head up there.
Yeah, I think we all need to go back to Slaughter Pen though, just to get the animals, or you know what I mean?
It's up to you. But it would be a day back. Hang on, let me go back to where it's in the.
I just don't know if I want to go back.
At least me and the lyric probably should.
Which is fine. So then it would be. So if two of you went back, it depends on whether if Ildor and the girls don't mind rooming together, then it'd just be 1 silver for the night. And somebody can camp out on the floor, and because you guys have 1, 2, 3, you have 3 weeks from this week. In fact, I forgot to move the little tracker. You have less than 3 weeks now at this point, because you've been there for 2 more days. So it'd be a day to Slaughter Pen, a day back, and then 1, 2. And you could go all do all in one go, but it'd be 2 of you traveling by yourselves at night. That's your choice. So I'm assuming then if you guys are looking at the time tracker, that would be day 4 of this current week. And then about 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will get you there to Motara the week before the party, which would give you time to kind of figure out exactly what the details are. And then you could, even add however much time you need to jog into Calicdimit to acquire outfits.
Okay.
So you should arrive there the week before. And we could, we'll go through this. We don't have to like fast forward through everything, but just so you know, you're going to be, it's whatever you're doing, it'd be good to not wait around in any place for too long until you get there, I guess, is what I would say, especially since you're not sure of specifically when in the week that's happening. And I would also say, Locke, you would be aware in Colic Dimmet, there is a huge, like, major temple to Saloon. You may or may not.
All of them, or just the one that's in that city?
I was tasked with destroying the whole thing, though I don't know if anyone else knows that besides Corlin, maybe.
Because if you burn down the one in this city, then you go to Motara or whatever, they might have that one on more high alert because one already got burned down.
Yeah. It's not gonna be easy no matter what I do, but
they didn't give you specific instructions for the one in Motara?
no.
Yeah, I'll just point out, he also didn't specifically say you have to burn them down. I mean, like, you choose what you take from it, but
I know.
you know.
Well, I've got friends who like to burn things down.
I know.
You're crushing my dreams here. Hold on.
I know. Well, it just, yeah, that's fine. I'm just throwing that out there.
True.
So, yeah, right now you have slightly less than you're slightly less than 2 weeks out from when you're supposed to be there. But you should get there the week before sometime, as long as you don't dilly-dally in any one particular place.
Okay.
My question, would I have had a home there, or would I have been staying in, like, the temple?
No, you would have had a home there, right? There, you can't, I don't know, I mean, you can shove an abyssal chicken under your shirt, but you're not going to shove a husband and a child who is in his 20s under your shirt. So if that was not something that was open with them.
Fair enough.
I mean, I would assume that you would have a home probably in the district, like the crafting district where he would have worked, or something a little bit further away from the religious district, from the Seven Sisters area of town. So it could be, I mean, I was like, if you want to slum it, that's fine. That's up to you. But like, if not, there's like the sort of middle class district that's right on the river.
Yeah, it would have either been the Havens or the Darrow Downs. Was what I was thinking. But yeah, we can go middle class.
Okay, so it's your choice where it is, but I would imagine that, and I don't think that they wouldn't assume that was
Weird.
Yeah, other people live outside of the church. The church, basically, like, you could probably, until they figure out what's going on, you could probably go and still stay in you specifically. Like, that's kind of your background, is like you get Shelter of the Faithful, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But it would just be only you. Like, it's not going to be for you and everybody else.
Yeah.
But like in a pinch, as long as you keep your involvement on the down low, you could probably, like, for a while kind of play that out until they figure out that that's not,
Where anymore.
a thing.
Gotcha. Alright. Well, at the very least, guys, when we get there, I do have a home. It's probably not as big as our Slaughterpin home, but it's a roof over our heads. It's not going to cost us anything extra. So there's that. Alrighty.
Spectacular.
So, I mean, we can probably do, if you guys want to head back, if the two of you, I mean, right now it's 8:30. I'll leave it up to you guys. We could leave off here. Everybody added their inventory from the magic shop, right? Oh, except for, hang on.
I'll add my stuff that my chaos ball with it, but everything from today I still have to add in. But if possible, I kind of want Indy to stay here so that she can kind of practice down in that area and maybe meet other people and kind of learn more information.
For sure. Corlin, give me 1 second here. I was looking your thing up and then I needed to look something else up. I think that you went up a level, like you went to whatever the next level of armor was.
Yeah,
But then,
I think that's the plate.
yeah, you went to that, and then it's the +1. Like they were transferring because they had a +1 that would have been the same armor class but just magic. I think you decided to like pay them to transfer the enchantment over to fancier.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
Cool.
So everybody can have their fancy stuff. You can level up your whatever. I think, did everyone catch? I feel like I did say it. The chaos balls, unless you roll a nat 1 on the second attack, they're going to come back to you.
You did say that.
Okay. And that's it. I mean, we can do, I guess, Locke and Lyric are going back to, I don't know. I'm happy leaving off here for tonight, or, I mean, we could just do, like, rolling stuff, maybe not role play so much as, but, like, you know, if Ildor, if you wanted to go back and talk to Bryn, we could roll to see how that well went. Nope, that wasn't a word that I meant to say. How well that went. That's the thing that I'm
I
going
knew exactly what you meant.
How well went. I teach people.
Well, and seeing how well it goes.
Good morning, fellow humans. I am your educational person, Megan.
Yeah, so I think that makes sense, and I think hanging out in town and using those 2 days to just learn alchemy, poisoner stuff would be fantastic.
Okay, so we'll do a series of rolls for that. Do you
She's saying do them now or no?
yeah, do you guys want to do that now? Do you want to like
Let's leave off here, and then we can kind of come back with a plan beginning of next.
Sounds good. So we'll start off next time with we'll probably start off with Locke and Lyric. Just because that's the one that's going to be kind of the more
Time consuming.
yeah, not even role play-ish. I don't know. I mean, if you wanted to. And then we'll decide anyone else who's staying in. So you guys are going to need to pay for 2 more nights in the room, but you don't need to pay for 2 rooms. So that'd be another 2 silver.
All right, so I'll go ahead and just assume I've paid for that, so I'll take that silver off my thing.
Okay, that's fine. And so everybody else who's staying in Three Rivers Ford, just think about what specifically you want to accomplish over the 2 days that you are there. And then, Locke and Lyric, you guys can be thinking about, anything you want to take care of when you go back to Slaughter Pen.
Jewel.
Yep, we'll discuss it.
And then Lyric, if you want to let me know what kind of crazy fashion choices you're going to be making. I mean, or you can surprise me. I'm either way.
The role playing there is going to be gold, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing when he gets lost.
I know.
I would like to basically. It's up to you, Megan. I'm. What I was thinking was kind of I'll just spend whatever it costs me to get these clothes, made.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, they can be custom made, but I don't know if you want to surprise me with it or you know what I mean?
Yeah, just surprise all of us.
Yeah, it's just the cost that I'm thinking. Sure.
So for custom clothes, I guess it would depend on how fancy you're going. So a set of fine clothing, but that would not be. This is not custom. But a set of fine clothing would be around 30 gold. But that's stuff that's just pre-made. They have it. They make just kind of generic whatever.
Yeah, no, there's definitely going to go custom.
It would be basic stuff. It depends how fancy you're going. It could be anywhere between. And if you guys need extra money, you could also, those of you who are staying in Three Rivers Ford could do there. I have job board stuff for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
So you could do that to make some money to help pay for this. How much do you have left in the party fund, just so that we have an idea?
In the party fund?
Yeah.
We have
That was more like 1,000.
110 platinum, 92 gold pieces, 6,067 silver, and 814 copper.
Okay, you got more than enough. The platinum was enough that that should be fine. You think, as an aficionado of fine clothing, you would know that you could probably get it from anywhere, somewhere approximately in the 200 gold range, depending on how quickly you need it made. It would be better probably in this case to get it done, well done but fast. So depending on how fancy you get it, it's going to be the platinum itself would almost be enough to kind of cover what you're doing. Now, if it's something super simple, it might be slightly cheaper, depending on if you think that Indy just wants something very simple but really classy, that might not cost as much.
So there are only actually a couple, because I've already written everybody except for me. Most of them are just kind of most of the pieces are just pieces that I think they would probably just have. And then each person has maybe one or two things that would have been custom made.
Okay, then that would be cheaper. That would be closer to maybe 75 to 100 gold each, depending on what the custom stuff was.
And the custom stuff is just it's not super crazy.
Okay, yeah. So that's a lot more affordable than, I wasn't sure how all out we were going.
Yeah, now, of course, I would like to get it all tailored.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, though. Lyric's got a good eye. He could probably give measurements out.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I'm also just planning on taking it from his personal money.
Okay, yeah. It'd be way cheaper if it's mostly stuff that they would just have on hand. And then the little personal touches would be, so basically stuff that they would have on hand, since it's not it's fine clothing, but it's not 30 gold pieces fine clothing. We'll say it's closer to 50 gold pieces for the typical dressy something. And then depending on how much zhuzh is added, that would determine how much more it would cost in addition to that.
Okay. It sounds like either way I'll have enough, so I'll just surprise all of you, and then you can tell me how much it'll all cost.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
So we're done for tonight.
Yeah.
I have, let me make sure I've actually kept track of the time for me. So it is, I have the right month. You're now into the 12th month of the year, first week of that. You guys were talking in the morning, so it's more you're talking in the morning, but Lyric is there, so 11. Or was that that was the morning after. Yeah. So you guys are having a brunch. And it is the second day of that week. All right, I have everything adjusted on that thing. You're good to go. We are done for tonight. Have a wonderful week.
All right, thank you.
Have a good week.
Have a great one, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.